Where's my scarf?
Bedside table. On the kangaroo.
I told you to get my scarf.
Well, I don't know where
Okay, what is going on?
Yeah,
Not my fault.
Kruz was supposed to get my scarf when we were supposed to do our show, and he never got it.
I'm sorry.
Isn't it where it always is? You know, like third drawer from the left?
You said bedside table on the kangaroo.
Oh,
You said Kruz.
I'm sorry.
Is it kangaroo?
Yeah, bedside table on the kangaroo. Oh.
Well,
Yes, that is what I said.
Well, there's a kangaroo in our midst, Zach.
there is. I'm not sure what's going on here.
I
This
don't
is
know
my
what's going
terrible
on
acting.
here. I don't know what's going on here either, but anyways, we're doing a show. Hey guys, hey guys, my name is Scarfy Conley. How's it going?
Hey everybody. Well, this is Zach Gray here. I guess we're doing something a little different today. This is us doing our terrible version of Shakespeare, apparently, with a roux. And joining us also is
Kruz. It's just forewarning, I may make dying noises, but don't worry, I am okay.
okay. That's fair.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Subwuffer Entertainment Treehouse. My name is Scarfy, and Subwuffer Entertainment, we're wolves, we house in a tree, and we entertain, bringing you all the latest entertainment news. So that's a lot like a music appreciation class. We talk about certain topics and see how people would react to them in a different way.
Woo!
And
I didn't have to do the intro. Yay! Sorry.
Wait, you were gonna do the intro?
I mean, that's been like the formula of things for the last like not 8 shows, the last like 5 shows. So I'm happy with this change. I'm damn happy with this change. This is awesome.
So
Yeah.
apparently there's a kangaroo in our treehouse, and
Can you guess which one it is?
can you like is there any way that you can like help muzzle me, because I'm almost tempted to take a bite out of him, but I
We
don't
told
want
you to
to.
leave your kinks at home. Your kinks don't belong on the show, Scarfy.
All right.
God damn
And-
it. God damn it.
God.
What do you mean kids don't belong in the show?
Yeah, that's the point. That's right. Anyway. Introduce our
Anyway, introducing first on a list, we have
That's your cue.
Our very own Renegade Kangaroo. So I guess I'm up here, guys. I appreciate you guys having me on. It's a pleasure to be with you guys.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to be with
Nice,
you.
man.
And I love your very, very deep, like, soothing voice.
A lot of fun
Deep
over
soothing
I wouldn't call it
voice.
soothing. I
Well,
would call it more gravelly and
Well,
raw.
love
like
to bring my
classic
soothing kangaroo voice
Texas
to you
bars.
guys. And thank you very much for having the kangaroo on with all of you guys.
God, you sound like a radio show now.
I was
do.
going to say, this sounds like an infomercial. Not a good
What infomercial?
like,
Are you talking about the
like
1-900 infomercials? Because that sounds like what you're talking about. By the way, it's not an infomercial, but
No, of course not.
This is
So,
Renegade Roo.
Renegade Roo, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started?
Well, I think a lot of you guys, if you do know me, I'm from around Twitter and stuff, making a couple of funny jokes here and there. At least, I try to anyway. And appreciate you guys following me on there. But, not too much to tell. I've been on the radio in my personal life and stuff. I have a media background. And nowadays, I'm a teacher. But on the internet, I always pretend to be, some wisecracking kangaroo that you guys know. So that's pretty much me. Mhm.
So wait, you said you're a teacher, and what exactly do you teach, and where do you teach?
I teach elementary level special education, SALT 1, which is severe autism and disability. So
very cool.
that's my day job anyway.
Very
Contrary to popular belief, I don't have a job on Twitter where I tweet, even though it seems like I tweet 24/7, but that's what I do in my personal life. But, it's fun to escape a little bit. And it's always a pleasure interacting with all of you guys.
So,
if you were making money off Twitter, I would love for you to share that secret with everybody out there. Not to like, put more competition on your market if you were doing that, but still.
so
I hear that, man.
Right. So rumor has it that you only like you actually have Australian parents, but you're raised in America, I believe, or is it the other way around? Like you have Australian grandparents and you have American parents, but you're in America, and you know, and you said that you only go Australian when you're either really angry or when you're boxing or something.
Well, I like to tell you like
Uh-oh.
this,
Oh,
Mike. So a lot of people actually think that my American accent is my true accent, but contrary to popular belief, my favorite way to talk is with American accent. So yeah, I can be Australian if you guys want to, within reason. I mean, that horrible Australian impression probably won't get me anywhere. Probably really got a lot of any of our Australian listeners. Probably irked them a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. But no, I guess I am just in species anyway, right?
Fair enough.
and apparently Sonny Dingo is your second cousin twice removed.
We I think we come from the same neighborhood. But you know how nature is sometimes. You can kind of get mixed up in the mix a little bit. So maybe somewhere down the line we might be fifth cousin twice removed or something. But hey, Sonny, love you, buddy. Hey, we may be cousins or something. So hey, see you at the family reunion, right?
Yeah, of course.
Excellent. I like to
Well,
imagine that kangaroo reunions involve a lot of boxing. I don't know why. Just my own personal, like not Rock'em Sock'em Robot style boxing too. Nothing even flashy. But sorry, go ahead.
I love a good round too. So,
Exactly.
yeah, I love a good boxing match. So.
Yeah, you always go Australian when you're in a boxing match, don't you?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
totally.
Ages ago on Twitter, I think I made the mistake of challenging you to a boxing match. I remember that not ending well for me.
That was
Hey, knock your block off, mate. If you want to try to row with me, it's not going to end well.
I learned
Spider-Man
quickly.
Well, wait, Zach, don't you know like drunken boxing or something?
I mean, I do, and that seemed like a great idea at the time, but I didn't realize that in kangaroo boxing, you can lean back on your tail and just not falling drop kick your opponent right in the face. And it's like,
Falcon kick.
Well, that's it for me. Going home, guys. Just got to get my jaw put back in. I'll see you in a week.
Well, yeah, but with Renegade Kangaroo, I mean, like when you have a tail the size of just the size that's so big, you don't expect for him to just lean back at you like a rocking chair.
He used tail whip. It didn't just drop defense. It fucking knocked me out. It's super effective.
You see,
Sorry.
and that's where I get confused with Pokemon games, with Tail Whip just being kind of an offensive type thing. I mean, coming from something else, I say they can do some pretty good damage if it's used the right way.
Well, we might as well get started on our show. So let's get started.
Yep.
Are we ready? All right. Well.
You're really gonna have to speak up, Kruz.
Yeah, you're really
sound
quiet all of a sudden. Hold on, let's see.
What? Is my mic?
There we go.
Yay?
I bumped it up a bit, but you're still got to be a little louder.
All right then.
There we go.
So first, we have quite a big setup for music. First thing is a short one. We have a new song from a French heavy metal band, Gojira, called Stranded. Now this one's pretty good, and I'm pretty hyped because there's quite a few good metal albums coming out this summer, and this is one of them. Am I here?
Yeah, you're here. Gojira. Gojira, of course, based off the Japanese movie and everything. Do they do like a Gwarish like thing? Like, do they dress up in crazy ass outfits or?
Yeah, and do they dress up in like Godzilla outfits?
They don't dress up. They're kind of like I would say heavier version. They're like the old school kind of Korn mixed with Alice in Chains kind of thing.
Okay, but not like the Slipknot we're wearing masks and vomiting in our own masks because of heat stroke.
No,
Okay,
I don't think so. I've never seen them with a mask.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
So what about this album of theirs?
Well, the cover itself is pretty trippy. It's like a fucking mountain in the middle of the ocean with smoke coming out of it. I guess it's a volcano then.
I was gonna say, I think that
and then there's like this. Then there's like this weird, fucking sun thing in the middle. It's supposed to be like really trippy, weird shit.
Have you heard any of their music before?
I don't think I have, but I sort of like put it off and I realize now it was a mistake because now I really like that song.
Which sounds
And
strange.
I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
Oh, of course.
that one is great.
Yeah, it's interesting how like there's a actual band called Gojira when it kind of reminds me of Godzilla, and I don't know why, but maybe that's the entire point.
That is probably.
Apparently, they changed their name from Godzilla to Gojira.
To avoid
just to be
copyright?
like,
Right.
I think so.
What do
That
you
would
think,
make
Renegade Rue,
sense.
out of all of this?
I really like the name. I think that it probably did come from a little bit of a Japanese play on words for saying
Mhm.
Godzilla. Probably from the older movies when you hear, "Oh, it's Godzilla."
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I have to check it out. It's been a while since I've been tuning in. This is all metal music, right?
Not
Or
all
what
of
is
it, but
Gojira?
this one is for sure.
Gojira.
This one's
Gojira
French
is,
heavy metal music. Definitely got to check it out. I mean, it sounds like something really cool. I mean, back in high school, I was a wannabe metalhead anyway. I went through a lot of my phases, but it's always kind of stayed with me for sure. So definitely give it a good listen to as well.
I wonder
Oh,
what
of course.
Australian kangaroo metal would sound like. Would it be like Men at Work with like twice the distortion? Anyway, sorry. Pondering. Go ahead.
Interesting. Yeah. So Gojira is I don't know about the name, but I think it's the correct pronunciation.
Yeah, it's in the
Of
original
course.
Japanese. That
Godzilla.
was Gojira.
Well, next up we have one that may be more familiar, Hatebreed, Concrete Confessional. So, New England's own hardcore punk juggernaut, Hatebreed. They're releasing their 6th studio album called The Concrete Confessional, and that is on Friday the 13th.
Nice.
So, I haven't really listened to them, I do, what was it? I think it's the song Dot Your Eyes, Five Finger Death Punch. The vocalist is featured on that song, so their songs go really well because it's like that yelling in your face, heavy ass punk music and shit.
Right. So I've heard of this band before, and admittedly, I want to say I just wish that I could be known as a anything juggernaut at some point in my life. If I had that title, I feel like I would have achieved something. They've been around for like a good couple years. They've come on tour in New England, obviously, so they've hit up New York a couple of times. I don't think they've come southward though. But I know their music is definitely worth looking into. It's definitely, like you said, it's that hardcore punk. It's a lot more just energy, aggression, all the fun stuff that. If you're a punk head or a metal head or anything like what Renegade mentioned earlier, it's definitely a nice little throwback to like, here's us raging because fuck it, rage.
Yeah. What do you think? Like, what do you think on this one, Renegade?
You know what? I heard a lot about this band when I was in high school. Actually, you know what? I remember the true metalhead when I hung out with a lot of punks and metalheads and stuff.
Kruz is the
and I remember him
biggest
talking
metalhead
about
in
it back in the
chat.
day.
Nice.
Really?
The real one back in the day.
And I did hear about it. I knew from what I did hear, because this dude would just pump it up in his car. I mean, we would take off, he would drive around and stuff with it. It was pretty intense back in the day. How is their newer stuff kind of stacking up compared to the way it was? Has it kind of changed a little bit? You heard a little bit more punkish. When I heard it back then, it sounded like just pure raw metal. As it's like sped up a little bit. What's happened lately?
I listened to one of the new ones. It's a slightly slower, but it's still like really I want to say steady pace, hard hitting, and there's a lot of what do you call it?
The same intensity, basically.
Same intensity, but like I don't know about not as much speed, but still as heavy as it's always been. I think
They probably just got a bit more organized with like how they wanted to just lay out their tunes and just found a new rhythm can be used in so many words, but a new process that just sort of like worked better and was a better way for them to express whatever details are on it. I haven't heard their
Your mic is going in and out apparently.
Who, mine?
Yeah.
thing.
Oh.
Topic is it now?
Apologies for that. I mean, granted, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to the chat because they all hear me perfectly fine. But because this just comes straight through my mic, it doesn't go through Discord. So, but
yeah, your mic is still going in and out, dude.
All right. Well, I will see if I can fix that for you guys. You guys keep discussing.
Yeah, your mic is going in and out, Zach. Oh gosh, apparently there's an Estobhan on the chat. Holy cow, there's Aaron. Aaron's on the chat.
Hi, here we go.
Hi, Aaron.
Now it's a party.
Meow.
So, all right, what's next, Kruz?
Next is one that Scarfy asked me to do. Meghan Trainor.
Thank you.
So after exploding in the pop music and Billboard, Meghan Trainor is going to release her second major album. Thank you. I guess maybe a thank you to fans.
You're
I
welcome.
don't know.
Mm-hmm.
No, like while I don't really have much liking for this artist or the genre in general, I want to be fair and not shit on it.
Fair enough.
But I think that usually the second album is going to be a good chance for fans to really evaluate what's going to happen versus if she's just going to be a one-hit wonder kind of thing.
I've actually listened to Meghan Trainor's music, not just her one-hit wonder, like, you know, because she has been doing well, and like I do feel she has a genuine voice, and she has a genre that she has embraced. So like I don't understand. Maybe I guess people really do not like All About That Bass.
God, no.
Oh, okay,
But,
that's why she's
Oh,
so
what?
familiar.
Do you play
And
the
no
bass
trouble.
guitar?
Don't forget that.
Do you play the bass guitar? Then you're not all about that bass. Shut the fuck up.
No trouble.
What, what do you?
I'll give you
What do you?
trouble.
Well, I mean, like I do think that she has. I'm pretty sure Renegade Rue does not like Meghan Trainor at all.
Really? Why is that?
Well,
I don't know. Let's see. Meghan Trainor. I've never heard of Meghan Trainor until right now, to be honest. However, I do like
You are
random
blessed.
thank yous. So that one's points with me. You know, it's
There you
always
go.
nice to get
Haven't
thank yous,
heard
even though he
of
didn't
Frank-
do anything. But you know, unfortunately, I don't have too much input on this because I haven't heard of her until then. But yeah, I like being thanked for stuff I didn't do sometimes. You know, it always feels good.
That's fair.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's where I stand with Meghan Trainor.
Nice, I like that.
So you never heard of Meghan Trainor?
I haven't actually. No. I should get my head back into the
Trainer.
music scene again.
Well, yeah.
So is
because-
it a good thing that I haven't, or is it something that I should check out?
If you
Well,
ever, go ahead.
if you ever just like her main song All About That Bass has gotten over 1 billion views, and it, you know, apparently it's a very addictive, really catchy song, but it also has a lot of backlash for being a little too overplayed on the radio. But thankfully
little.
thankfully
Little.
that's hey
it's pop radio. What do you think they do? That's all they do.
That's true.
well, it may be pop radio, yes, but at the same time, I don't listen to the radio. So, and I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure furries don't listen to the radio either, unless they're either.
That's quite an
you know,
assumption.
Well, I meant that as in like
No,
I'm pretty sure.
Not an insult. I didn't mean it was insulting, but it's like I don't know. It's a good question you raised. So it's like I wonder how many people of the general, because you know furries are still a subset of the general population. So I wonder how many people in the general population still listen to radio, especially like in America, where you have stuff like Spotify and you know, I'm trying to think of other things that are. What's that really big radio alternative? Pandora, stuff like that. I wonder how many people still listen to the radio.
I always use Pandora or iHeartRadio because like I don't really like the radio nowadays because, you know, radio stations have to make money, but at the same time it can get really annoying. I'm
True.
sorry.
But then again, that's still like each of the weird like individualized stations you get. It's still built by a marketing team, and she still gets first dibs on certain things that fall into her genre. So. But I don't know.
Right, of course.
I'm getting off topic. I'm getting way off topic.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, a little bit off topic. As long as you don't bring any corn into the mix, you're okay.
Oh my god. No, not this again.
It's too late.
You're welcome.
The corn has begun.
Corn. Anyway, let's
The
uh
corn is.
Corn is
Renegade
black.
sits here wondering why the hell we're all babbling about corn.
yes.
Renegade, they're not that bad.
It's not that
Corn,
bad. It's
corn is
only a
pretty.
meme.
She's are you talking about Corn the vegetable or Corn the band? I mean, I'm sure it's a little combination of both.
It's
I mean,
interchangeable, Matt.
Corn
both,
and vegetable.
both are pretty amazing. I mean, they both have their pluses for
That's
sure,
fair, that's
especially in
true.
the '90s. You know.
Yeah, of course.
Man. All right, so yeah. Any other thoughts on Meghan Trainor?
No.
She's good. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's about
That's all I'm going to say.
I think
Next.
this one I'm kind of more so what do I say, reluctant to announce. Ariana Grande, Dangerous Woman. Let me preface this by saying the only danger posed by this woman is to a donut.
Ooh.
A donut.
Hitting them right where.
Shots fired.
Yeah, seriously.
Anyway, so the single by this name, Dangerous Woman, has already been released, and the album itself is going to come on May 20th.
Okay.
And I really don't have much to say except donuts. Don't lick them.
Well, I mean, Ariana Grande has been like
donuts. Why?
Good suggestion.
Ariana Grande was on a Nickelodeon TV show.
Yeah, I remember. I
It
remember
was
that when I
Victorious.
looked
Victorious.
it up. And this spinoff of iCarly, I think, too. Sam and Cat. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, and her voice is actually really nice to listen to, and I guess the only problem that she gets a lot of flack for copying different artists, but at the same time, that's her natural voice. I mean, she has to fit somewhere.
Right.
Yep.
But that's all I can say. What do you think, Esto, Renegade?
Estogade.
Well, let's see. Go ahead and go, Esto. You're good, buddy.
Go
Ariana Grande. It's just pop music. I mean, they're gonna be here this decade, and then about 10 years from now, I'll be like, who?
Exactly.
It's just be
Of course.
nostalgia tripping.
But
That's the
let me
thing.
interject. Slayer's still around.
That's true.
Yes, he
They
is.
are
Yeah,
still
that's
around.
10 years.
That band is still around, actually. Like, I don't know why. Like, they weren't bad, but it's just like, I remember a lot of people kind of felt they were going to be overrated and forgotten, but they're like, so these assumptions, fuck that, and they just kept on rocking. So hats off to them.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Like, that's like a thing in pop music. You realize in 10 years they'll be like irrelevant.
Man, I
Right.
can't wait for the day that's Justin Who instead of.
Yes.
It would just be great.
That
Please.
will happen. Hell, I was at You want to talk about feeling old? I was at a karaoke.
Always.
I said, all right, should I do should I play tub thumping? They look at me like I had 3 heads. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh. So don't worry, that'll happen to you.
Yep.
And to Justin Who.
Yep.
Justin, what?
So what do you think, Renegade Rue? What do you think about Ariana Grande?
You know what? Hands off. I mean, I'm one for Dangerous Women. That would rinse points with me as well too. Literal Dangerous Women, though. Unfortunately for the song, I haven't heard it. Yeah, I haven't heard it yet. But you know what? I am a big fan though of catchy pop music. Sometimes, it's something that I think when you get older, you're not afraid to admit. Especially when you're driving back after a hard day of work. Something's catchy enough to kind of stay in your head a little bit. It wins points with me. So, would you guys say, in your opinion, is that something that she kind of has, on this? Is it catchy enough to kind of stay around for a little bit, kind of like a Katy Perry-ish thing? What is it?
The Ariana Grande is kind of one of those artists where she just kind of there is a part in a there is a segment, I think, I'm not too sure the name of the show, but it was a segment where she was supposed to mimic certain artists, and she mimicked Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears, like voice by voice, picture perfect. And I don't know how she did it, because she's no comedian. I can tell you that right now. She is a singer, in fact, but she does get a lot of flack for being compared to artists like Mariah Carey, one of my all-time favorite singers ever. But even still, I don't really have much to say on her.
Nope.
Cool.
I mean, once again, not really once again, but I mean, as in once again for things we've talked about in the past. Yeah, this is one of those things that I just have no knowledge of really, and no really ability to speak on. I hadn't heard of this before, so I'm out. I'm out, guys. I'm out.
Well,
All right. So
I think we only brought Ariana on this show to help make it irrelevant to us and to donuts.
I mean, I don't mean to shit on us anyway, but it's like, man, if we're making a pop star relevant, then we have something's happened apparently. Like apparently we must have gotten a couple zeros put after my last check on the follower account. It's like, oh, it's 50.
Yes, that's what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
What is that?
Yeah, you Subwuffer.
so what's next, Kruz?
Next, we have some real artists who are still around.
Awesome.
Versus
It's
fake artists.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's Bob Dylan,
Oh.
Fallen Angels. Yeah, this guy is still around. He's actually, I think, slightly older than Rob Halford, but that may not last long because Rob Halford is in fact immortal.
That's
He's
true.
the metal god. But anyway, Fallen Angels, 37th studio album,
Wow.
May 20th. It'd be a cover of that cover album.
Love that album.
Cover,
Awesome.
cover album of American classics, fucking from artists like some of these names are familiar, but I can't name any songs. Johnny Mercer, Harold Arlen, Sammy Kahn, and Carolyn Lay. This is a feat in and of itself. 'Cause not many artists can say they've made it as many albums as he has.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty interesting that he hasn't retired and he's still making music because it's his passion, not because he wants to do it for the money or anything.
Well,
So
Well, I mean, it's interesting that he's doing it like this because I hope this isn't foreboding because this is exactly the sort of thing that Johnny Cash did before he bit the bullet. So,
Right.
Oh.
like, it's kind of
I-
worrisome.
I did hear that Johnny
Don't
Cash
jinx
was a
it.
very good artist. And I haven't listened to him though.
I like some of his
Sadly.
old stuff. Honestly, American music when
God.
he did that, it was, or not American. I can't remember the exact. It's American something, but it was like those last covers he did of other people's stuff was great. He's one of those people. It's like you did. I don't mean to sound like a dick. He had some good songs or originals, but it's like, dude, the way you covered other people's songs had more impact than some of the songs I heard you play. Like, I don't mean that to be an insult, but like when I heard, of course, almost everyone heard him play "Hurt" by 9 Inch Nails, and that was fucking fantastic.
I've heard that song. I heard it once on a artist stream. It was amazing good. Actually, listened to the
Who
whole
sang
thing.
it? Johnny Cash?
Johnny Cash sang a cover of it from 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, it was originally Trent Reznor.
It was like right before he kicked the bucket. Yes.
What do you think? What do you think, Renegade?
Well, he's definitely, to me anyway, I'm a big fan of Bob Dylan, especially his older stuff.
He's good.
He's a very, very, very talented, songwriter in my opinion.
Yes,
He has that folky feel to it. Almost has like an indie summer love type music that you see, kind of like one of those indie movies you see, and that's the way I usually see his music. I'm a big fan of Bob Dylan. I'm a little bit excited about it. I'm kind of keeping my radar tuned to May 20th when it is going to come out. But hopefully his years aren't numbered, and I hope to hear a lot more.
Pause cross.
I hope to kind of keep seeing him around there. But yeah, definitely for sure, man. But to be honest, I am a little excited about it, and I can't wait to see how it's going to be, how it's going to turn out, and I'll probably be keeping that on my radar for sure around that time.
Yeah, I did. So Johnny Cash sang what song, and it sounded fantastic.
He covered a song called "Hurt" (H-U-R-T) that was originally
And
by
it-
9 Inch Nails.
And it was fucking fantastic.
It was.
Yes, it was brilliant.
Admittedly, he or whoever was in charge of it was a marketing fucking genius because they released it either right before or right around the time where it's like, oh yeah, he's gonna die. So it had this really impactful punch to it. That's like, yep, that's right in the feels. That's in feels I didn't know I had. That's below the.
He's
cockles.
like,
You know-
that's right, motherfucker.
You know what's
No,
really
he was
creepy?
like, I'm dead, but
Oh yeah,
The music video just gets to me every time. I'm absolutely in love with "Hurt" with Johnny Cash.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that was
yeah. Did you
amazingly done.
Did you see the final interview he did? He pretty much said like, "Yeah, I'm done," because it was like right after his wife died.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Yes, and he died actually September of 03. I only know that because he died the same day John Ritter died.
Really?
They died the exact same day.
No, that's kind of interesting considering that.
Weird.
It was.
Yeah, that is.
Spooky.
So, but yeah, I'll be sure to listen to that video because I want to see what kind of song it really is before. I never listened to Johnny Cash because I'm trying to broaden my music horizons, and that's what Kruz is here to do. So,
Yeah.
There you go.
yep.
That was,
Kruz, what's next?
yeah,
Oh, wait,
it was,
what were you gonna say?
Yeah, it was the song of Johnny Cash, like, what's it called? Ring of Fire, Walk the Line,
Mhm. Yeah.
something else.
His proper hits.
There was
Yes.
Volbeat did they sort of played around with Ring of Fire, like they draw a lot of inspiration from them.
Right.
Dragon Force did cover Ring of Fire, which was beautiful, and yeah, that's related to that.
He also did
now-
a cover of Personal Jesus that you should look up if you get the chance because that's pretty good.
Wait.
What?
You casted Jesus?
He did your
I
own
missed that.
Personal Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Who was that? Fucking, is it Marilyn Manson?
I think so. Yeah.
Or
I'll look
who?
up. You keep saying what you're saying. I'll look it up.
So, all right. So, what's next on the agenda, Kruz?
All right, this is going to be the last thing, and I saved the best for last because rock legend, and I mean legend as in inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Like
What?
a boss.
Eric Clapton.
Oh.
The solo career, Cream, and the Yardbirds. The guitarist known as Mr. Slowhand will be releasing I Still Do. It's a combination of original songs and covers.
Awesome.
And that's... So this is...
I'm not gonna
Gonna
lie.
be-
Like I know a lot. I have a lot of respect for Clapton. I know a lot of people listen to him, but much like how when people were kind of losing it over, not that we're talking about him. I'm not saying that he's dying, by the way, but just in that same sense of people we have talked about that died recently, people like Prince and David Bowie. I haven't listened to a lot of his music. I know him by reputation more than his actual art. So I really need to actually catch up on his music.
Okay. Layla is a very good one. Tears in Heaven is a phenomenal piece.
I actually have heard Layla. I actually know the guitar riff to Layla, but actually I've only heard it through other people playing it. I've never
Why
heard him
would you
play it.
played it then? You should play it at a con.
I mean I don't know the whole thing. I just know that.
You mean just like he became Nickelsack at the con?
Oh, that thing.
We're
that-
not
I
doing
did
that
not
again.
bring it up this time.
We're
I did
not
not
doing
bring
that
it up this time. Yes.
I'm not sure if Renegade knows about Nickelsack, but
No, just the same way he doesn't know about Scarfy Cornley. Are we bringing that up too?
We already did.
One thing.
you can if you want. I don't really care.
That's fair.
He's
Which
just going to
thing?
complain about it later.
Just the corn thing. So yeah,
Oh, the corn, yes.
yeah.
Dr. the corn, yes.
Basically,
Children of the Corn.
somehow I think Scarfy was just trying to avoid using the term for the actual site, but he's making a reference to some joke that happened online, and he said, so instead of calling it by its actual name, we'll call the website Corn Hub. And for some reason, the chat just took that like a child with a new toy and ran across the pounds of the internet, throwing it with hashtags and memes and shit to the universe. So
Just like
That
we're
is
looking at right now.
and that is actually exactly what happened.
yeah, it's like it was
That was a great
bizarre. It was
summary.
amazing. It was bizarre. It's like, wow, look at these people run with this.
Yeah, what do you think, Renegade? Wasn't that amazing?
About the corn hub thing.
Not only that,
He
but,
has his own meme now.
but
He has his own
Nickelsack too.
meme now.
But
Nichols acted. Well, now I can actually get it. And I'm sure you guys know how I'm one for memes and stuff.
Mhm.
So
No,
I might
never.
have to spread it around a little bit more, right?
Yes.
No, yeah, not me anyway, right? But as far as let's see, we're talking about Eric Clapton right now, right? So.
Right.
To be honest, I think I'm kind of more into what you guys were saying. The only song, unfortunately, that really sticks out to me, and it always has for forever. Whenever I hear Eric Clapton, is "Layla." It's that
Yep.
sweet
Yes.
guitar riff that you hear,
Oh.
and you just get lost in it.
Yep.
It's
Unfortunately,
brilliant.
that's all I really know. I've heard "Tears in Heaven," but that really gets me in a depressed mood pretty easily.
That's the feel.
I don't.
You know why I wrote that
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
No,
for
I
his
wrote-
daughter, right?
Yeah, I thought it
Was
was
it
his
a-
son, but yeah, if one of his children, they fell out the
give me
window
1 sec,
and
guys.
died.
Keep talking.
They fell out the
Yeah,
window when they're really young. So I mean, it's tragic, and he wrote that. But oh god, yeah, it gets you in the feels every time.
It's so beautifully written. It is,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you have your times where you want to hear good songs like that. But as far as like legendary Eric Clapton that I remember is Layla. So hopefully that might be in his next album. That's something that I'll be keeping my eyes for. I mean that's it's such a sweet riff. I mean,
Yes, it is.
everybody just
Yeah.
comes alive when they hear it. Definitely,
Everyone knows
for sure,
instantly
but-
what that song is.
Oh, yeah.
Renegade, Renegade. I don't know if you noticed, but your Twitter rival, is on the chat, and that's Cody Fox.
Oh,
Cody Fox, I love Cody Fox. He's not my rival. He's my brother from another mother, right?
Well, yeah, but he also mimics you in a lot of ways. He's basically a second you, I'd say.
just with more strawberries.
Oh,
Yeah,
More
I
strawberries.
think Cody and I should do a good should do a good collab one day. I think we should meet up at a con and do kind of a collaborative comedy event or something. I think that would be a blast for sure.
You two. Okay, have you ever been to a con, Renegade?
Okay, this is something that is going to be a worldwide thing for you guys just hearing it. So I've been to a lot of anime conventions back in the day. My ex-girlfriend was a pretty prominent artist in the anime art scene and stuff. So I used to go to a lot of cons with her. But as far as any kind of furry conventions, I've never been to one of those actually, and I'm ashamed to say
What?
that.
You
I have
live in
been
Texas,
in the fandom
dude.
since
You live in
1999.
Texas.
Yeah. Okay, but here's the thing. I live in Texas, but I live in El Paso. I live like 10-hour drive from Dallas, unfortunately, and
Wow.
a lot of the jobs that I've had have not really been flexible enough to let me off during some of those times. Unfortunately, that's going to change next year, especially because I get in. I'm more settled in what I'm doing now and stuff. This is my first year, in the teaching scene and all that. But yeah, I will be there at TFF for sure next year.
sweet.
Do you think
I'm looking forward to it.
Do you think you'll ever get a fursuit?
I want one really bad. I do. Unfortunately, nowadays, like you said, if you have the money for it, heck yeah, all the power for you. I can't warrant spending that much yet if I don't really go to a lot of the cons. Once I start getting, have an opportunity to go to more cons, and heck yeah, it warrants the purchase for me. And I think it's an amazing thing to do.
It's fun.
But as of now, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a blast. I've been, I don't know if you guys know Rocco. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of friends that were in it when I was in Houston, when I was living out there. They had a blast doing it. I've always seen it. I've been in the fandom since 1999. Seen a lot of people go and stuff, do that. It looks like a blast. But, maybe someday, in the future. Hopefully.
Yeah, it was so weird. Speaking of people in the fandom a long time, I was at TFF. I know one guy had a fursuit that was like older than some of the con goers. It's just like, damn. But no, cons are fun. Just be warned, it gets really, really hot in those fursuits.
Oh yeah.
Like you can't even imagine.
But haven't you been engineering with cooling packs with your fursuit?
Okay, yes, but the last one exploded on me, so I need to go back to the drawing board. No, I'm not kidding. Right before MFF, I was about to pack it away. I did a battery test, and the batteries literally exploded on the table.
Wow.
They went
I'm so sorry to hear that.
You haven't lived until you've seen fire shoot out of a USB port. Like a
That is
Wow.
awesome. That sounds like
Did you-
awesome, but
you-
horrifying.
It is.
You extinguished it with the fire extinguisher, right?
It went out on its own.
Oh, okay.
But I would have if it got worse. Like if it actually got lift off, I would.
Just be
Shiny
sure to
was- Well, that's
use
an
baking soda and not actual
Shiny
water,
was in the
okay?
cooling unit.
Well, yes, because shiny explodes.
I was wondering where
Yes.
you were that day.
Oh,
anyway.
that's where he was. But
Yeah,
I think we're
apparently.
getting
Mission.
a teeny bit off topic. And oh yeah, speaking of cons, we did a nice little photo op for Renegade at TFF.
Really?
Oh, and you know what? That meant the world to me. I was pretty bummed out. I had everything planned
I know you.
this
I remember
year
you
to
telling
go.
me.
Things kind of fell apart. Yeah, I was so pumped to do that, but unfortunately, things just life happens, and I wasn't able to go.
Yes.
And from the bottom of my heart, to whoever's hearing this, and from you guys as well, that was meant so
It
much to me.
was
You know what? I have it on my desk at work
nice.
for that.
Nice.
So I do have it displayed there. I love it, and thank you guys so much for doing
Oh,
that.
you're welcome.
Seriously, that
Because
meant.
people probably don't know this, but Renegade was supposed to be my roommate at TFF.
I
So,
knew that was
like, when I
wrong.
heard that,
apologize.
but that's okay. That's okay. I mean, life gets away. I understand because
Yeah, of
trust me,
course.
this year life has gone in the way of a lot of things for me. So,
Mhm.
Well,
I mean, I figured anything to help do some nice gesture for you.
That's
And
cool.
when I heard that was going to happen, I was like, yeah, I'm down.
okay. Well, I'm glad that we spent most of that hour talking about
Music
Yeah.
and corn.
It's exploding.
So, Kruz, do you have any more music to talk about, or is that about it?
That's about it. Other than there's, as I mentioned earlier, a bunch of metal albums coming out this summer. We have Volbeat, Hell Yeah, Sabaton, and Gojira, as I mentioned.
Right.
And now I think it's time, since we will move on to video games, I will cite my favorite video game, Granddad.
Oh God.
Granddad.
1 second. All right, so that's with me with video games. Yeah, so we wanted to start off with something big. Naughty Dog Studios has brought out the big guns with Sony Interactive with Uncharted 4, Thief's End. That's right, we're back to this series. It's continuing strong as it ever has. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the series, he plays Nathan Drake, who in this game is a retired fortune hunter, and who is a retired fortune hunter, descendant from the famous explorer Sir Francis Drake, who starred in the previous games, and has been voted one of the most badass game characters time and again for the wild adventures that he has undergone. In this installment, which takes place several years after Uncharted 3, you find that Drake has settled down to a normal life with his wife, Elena Fisher. However, the reappearance of his brother, Sam Drake, I know it sounds like a weird soap opera thing, but the reappearance of his brother, Sam Drake, who is believed to be dead for many years, there's a new challenge comes to bring a difference in things. Sam wants Drake's help to uncover a conspiracy in Libertalia, which is a pirate colony, that will take them all over the world to uncover new information, escape dangerous scenarios, and deal with even more dangerous enemies in new locations. The game's very action-adventure-ish with a lot of platforming elements as well as a lot of third-person shooting mechanics. It's often been compared to Tomb Raider, but with a male protagonist. But the game's story and some of the finer gameplay elements are very, very different from Lara Croft's adventures. For those of you who love this sort of series, or who love this sort of game, or just looking for a new game experience with a clever story and great graphics and great action, also who own a PS4, this might be what you're looking for. So keep your eyes open for it come May 10th.
Just let you know, Zach, your mic is going a little bit in and out, but other than that, you read those lines.
Once again, Scarfy, you can keep telling me that, and I'm sorry that you can't, but actually, I don't go through what you hear on Discord isn't what they hear. They hear it straight from my mic. So I'm sorry. I am sorry because I can't figure out why it's not doing that for you since I'm hosting. But is that good for everybody? Or is that just Scarfy?
Yeah, I'm guessing I'm the only one who's hearing it, but I'm not too sure if Kruz.
I'm good.
Okay. All right. Never mind then. Well, since we have enough time, I actually own the Uncharted trilogy on my PS4.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
And I could play it. It's just that, and I have all this time to play it. It's just that I've been just so busy with school. I just don't really have the
Life
the
gets
time
in the
to.
way.
Yeah, it does, and I really want to play it. So with Uncharted 4, it's like I'm looking at it, and I really actually want to, and I'm thinking about actually purchasing this game, especially since it's owned by Estobhan's favorite company in the world.
Oh,
Yes.
Naughty Dog.
I mean, okay, it's not because they're a naughty dog.
No,
I mean,
of course not.
no, it's because they made a very favorite game series of mine, which for some reason Scarfield likes bringing up. But yes, it's called Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yes, I love that series, but Naughty Dog doesn't own it anymore. And if you're wondering, in 2000, Naughty Dog actually got bought out by Sony.
Oh, did it?
So yes, it did. But they still had Andy Gabb and Jason Rubin at the time. Since they've retired with God knows how many millions of dollars, But nowadays they've been doing a Drake's Unfortune series, which is a nice little place to go. I mean, they've grown up from like cartoon now up to realistic level, which the games have looked fantastic. I'll admit I've never played any of the Drake's games, but I've watched them. I've seen the actual gameplay. They look really top notch.
Oh yeah, I'm liking Naughty Dog already with the Uncharted series. I started playing Uncharted 1. I was getting really excited about that game. So and I was actually looking at it, and it didn't feel like I was playing a gun game. It felt like I was playing an adventure game, and I wanted to know what happened next with the story and all that stuff.
And that's what they're known for. And by the way, the chat's now going crazy about the word naughty.
Well, yeah.
But yes, here's the thing. They're known about adventure. That's the
guys. You know, just to furries, I know furries are getting, you know, antsy about the word naughty, but Naughty Dog is an actual video game company that has made games such as Jack and Daxter, Uncharted, and The Last of Us, I believe.
Jack and Daxter is really, really good. Now, speaking of Naughty Dog, this is how good their programming staff is. Something about Jack and Daxter 2, Jack 2, that most people don't realize, but it's actually really important. There's no load screens.
Yeah. I think we
anywhere in the game. There's no load screens.
Yeah,
that's how good their coding is.
Yeah,
so they know what the hell they're doing when they program.
Oh, it's very, very beautiful. But anyway, what's your opinion on Uncharted 4 Renegade?
You know what? I've been a fan of the series for such a long time, and you know, just real quick, just to clarify, because I saw in the chat, so you guys will recognize this. I'm Renegade Kangaroo. If you guys, you can hear my voice and stuff. So, but yeah, because they were asking whose voices are whose. So this is mine, so you guys know. But I've been a huge fan of you know, the Uncharted series since, you know, it's been out on the PS3. I'm very, very sad I don't have a PS4 to play the new one. But Nolan North, the voice actor for Nathan Drake, is one of my personal heroes. I've always loved, you know, I follow voice actors a lot. I mean, that's a big passion of mine, something I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. But I love the series because of that, and I see a lot of it emulating Tomb Raider back in the day. I was a huge fan of that series as well. It's the reason why I got my degree in anthropology. I wanted to be Lara Croft, or I have my minor actually in anthropology, but I wanted to be,
that's cool.
So you did want to go to Australia.
You know what? I actually had my master's degree stuff planned to go do a study in Australia, but unfortunately, money, life, my age, you know, happened. So I had to graduate. I didn't have the money for that.
Be Australian.
Are we the same age?
Let's see. I'm 28 years old right now. I'm gonna be 29 this August. So we're about the same age.
We're about 87.
87, yeah. I was born August 24th, 1987. There you go.
Rock on, May 27th, 1987.
And now they've bonded over something new.
Maybe one day I'll be the next Nathan Drake. I don't know.
Yes, do it.
And right there, you have a new idea for art.
Do it.
Any artists out there that want to get on Renegade Rue's good side, draw a picture of him as Nathan Drake.
Renegade Drake, I love it.
There you go.
But you know what? I love the series. I'm very sad I don't get to follow it on PS4. It's always been action packed. I love the relevance to actual anthropological sites and relics. These are things that I studied, you know, and I love hearing it when it pops up, you know.
Will you possibly be getting a PS4? Say maybe after this coming E3.
I really hope so. I'll be definitely budgeting some money. I had my Xbox One. It broke down. So I'm not too happy with Microsoft.
Just to let you know, it didn't break down via Red Ring of Death, right?
No, the power brick burnt out.
Unfortunately, I'm so sorry.
That was the 360.
So it's not a hard fix. I mean, I can just buy another one. It's just, you know, it should work. I shouldn't have to be buying new things for it to, you know, I should have some sort of guarantee as a consumer. But
yeah, definitely.
Garfy, if you want me to tell you about a story about Red Ring of Death, I'll tell you after.
Of course.
It's a good one, so you'll appreciate it.
Of course. But anyway, yeah, Uncharted 4. I am personally excited for this game. I'll probably get it. I don't think I'll get it, say opening day. I'll probably get it like a little bit later because I have Uncharted's 1, 2, and 3, and I need to play all of them. So it's kind of pointless to even start playing those games when I haven't even played those. But anyway,
Right.
yeah.
I don't have a PS4 either, sadly. I just have the Xbox
I don't
One.
have a PS4 either. I just have a PS3.
Which
Why am
is,
I? Why do you guys not have it? Why are you guys so anti PS4?
We're not.
Okay, okay. I have a
I just don't have
PS1,
one.
2, and 3. I have a 1, 2, and 3.
Are you gonna get PS4 say after this E3?
I don't
Alright.
think you understand. I'm broke.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like it's not
Here's
about
the-
anti-PS3.
I have
I just don't have a
other things
wealth
to put-
of money.
I have other things to spend my money on.
Yeah, like.
Yeah,
And fursuit. Don't forget
Of course.
fursuit.
that's like 2
But
months of
anyways.
drinking money. Damn it, no.
but anyway,
See you at FF.
yes, of course. Anyway, what's next on the agenda, Zach?
All right, next up is actually a cute and kind of cool little game for anyone who's thought to themselves, "Gee, I really want to learn to draw, but can't find anyone." Yes,
Not that
cute and
kinda
adorable,
cute.
like Esto. But like, I really, who basically was like,
Okay.
I want to learn to draw, but I can't find anyone to teach me, or at least I want to draw in a way, or that Disney can draw, or at least that's what Disney would like to market this game as. But anyway, Nintendo has a new game called Disney Art Academy. It's a instructional video game, which is always kind of weird, and I've seen stuff like it before, that is developed for Nintendo to teach you how to draw characters from popular Disney movies and shows. And honestly, looking at it, it does look kind of cool. Like, you learn how to draw, color, and shade different characters using the 3DS and the stylus, which in theory could translate over to drawing freehand, drawing with your own tools, or perhaps drawing with a tablet. Now, if you have no interest in drawing or coloring or Disney, this game is definitely not for you, but it's certainly not something everyone will be excited for. But for those of you who, always kind of wish that you would have learned to draw, or just would really love as a parlor trick to draw up some cool Disney styling characters, and who knows, maybe this game is going to help you live out that dream. But in any case, it'll be out on May 13th for the Nintendo 3DS.
Of course. I'm kind of wondering if anyone was inspired, like, from Art Academy to, like, start creating their own art, because there are other art academies that, there's Pokemon Art Academy, for crying out loud. And I asked this one furry artist to say, did you have any intention on getting Pokemon Art Academy? And she actually said, no, I mean, I was just thinking that, maybe you could, not to be rude or anything, but maybe you can practice on your art skills and get a little better with your art. And she's like, oh yeah, I know. I don't think I'll have any intention on getting it though, but thanks for offering. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's kind of interesting. It's like, I kind of want, like, when I think that this is one of the perfect games for furries who really want to be an artist to start actually teaching themselves how to be artists and create certain game characters that you don't really get to see all the time, and like the more you practice the better you get, which is really nice. And I actually, because everyone has their own different type of art style, and it's actually really nice to see if one person practices art, their art style actually blossoms and flourishes into their own creative ordeal. So I think this is a great game for furry artists, in my opinion. But anyway, what do you guys think?
Scarfy, can I just play devil's advocate?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, so I think the reason why the artist probably said no is because this particular artist game, that's trying to get you into a particular style that the studio wants, right?
Well, no, but yeah, I was
Exactly.
Hold on, though. Here's the thing. With Disney Art Academy, like, you can continue practicing the same art skills over and over and over again, but if you're not playing the game and you just do it from memory, it becomes your own artistic style. It's not just
exactly
right.
Exactly. And here's
it's
the
like
thing.
a starter, a beginner's
Yeah.
game, I guess.
It's a starter, but the thing is that it's going to try. But when you try drawing, they're going to try to say, no, you draw it this particular way. But you may have a different style. I mean, for novices, absolute novices, I can see that. That's a really good tool to have. So that way they can create a particular style. But for someone who's well known and actually is like, their commissions go for like hundreds of dollars a piece, You really want them playing this game?
Well, I mean, it's very, very cheap, to be honest, for this
It
game.
is cheap, but the point is that if someone has a well-established style, like, would you ask Terrell to play this game?
No, well, I'm not. I'm just.
I want to hear Terrell rant about this game. Are you shitting me? That'd be hilarious. I'd love to hear Terrell go off on this game. That would be magic.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Like,
that was an awesome noise.
Honestly,
Oh.
like, I'm just saying, like, these are for people who want to learn how to draw their own characters. I'm not saying, like, I'm just saying, you know, I'm just asking people, you know, do you plan on getting this game, you know, because if you use it, maybe you could improve on your art styles just a little bit more, if only for a little bit.
I'm gonna do something that's probably unprecedented in most of our chats, and agree with Scarfy on this. It's not something that if you have like your own style that's like you should do this and live by it by law, but at the same time, if like say you did something that was mostly hyper realistic art and you don't have any skill in like more of a cartoon style, or just did like more Hanna-Barbera style and no skill in Disney style, and you want to, like you said, expand your artistic palette and your tools, it'd be a cool little kit to be like, oh, so this is sort of like artists of that skill could probably just do it by looking and repeating the motion themselves, but maybe it'd be a fun thing to be like, oh, I can do it through this. Admittedly, because it's a game, it is definitely meant more for beginners. But
well, of course, but the more they keep attempting it, and I think the more they keep utilizing it, I think like they won't even need to have the game anymore because they have it by memory.
Yeah, so that's definitely the end goal for the beginners. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, so for beginners, it's a great idea.
Oh, of course, but like even still, if a furry artist want to get better, they could always use it. I'm just saying, but
okay.
Shiny, what are you doing? I farted, and it's.
What do you think? What do you think, Renegade Rue? You're always the quiet one.
Well, you know what? I'm just speaking as an artist myself. You know, at least I try to draw. You know, I do have that. My ex-girlfriend is the one that got me into drawing in the first place. She was an amazing artist. One of the things she recommended to do was, there's a fine line between using art as a reference and blatantly stealing it. But basically what I think this game is doing is kind of giving you the foundation, especially if you're a beginning artist, to show, you know, it's an emulation on style. I think, what is it, Disney style on there, right?
Yeah, right.
There's many different art academies.
But this one is
Disney.
Yeah.
This one's Disney, which the fandom itself is going to eat this up. You know, if you look at a lot of the fan bases that bleed into it, you see, you know, the Lion King is a big one that, you know, I think people kind of transferred in. It's going to be an awesome starting base for that. I think as an artist, though, in order to progress, it's always good to kind of see different art styles as well. But at least for a base to start on, this is pretty cool. You know, I think it's pretty cool. Now, if you're an artist that is established already, you're not going to probably see too much use out of it.
Right.
What you are going to, I think the people that are going to do it are people who are like maybe dabbling in it and saying, you know what, I want to, you know, kind of learn the basics, because a lot of things go into drawing. You know, anatomy itself is just a whole other monster, you know, to master and tame. But I still think it's a pretty cool concept. I don't think it's going to kind of change, you know, everything dramatically. I don't think you're going to be a perfect artist, you know, by using it. I mean, it's something that it just goes with practice. I mean, nobody starts off amazing, but I think it's a cool learning tool for somebody that's just, you know, starting to draw. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pick it up personally, but I would definitely, if somebody had it, I would love to kind of dabble in it and see what it has to offer for sure.
On something you mentioned earlier with anatomy, have you heard of this cool thing that got funded on Indiegogo called Sticky Bones?
No, I haven't.
You know those weird little wooden art like dummies for how you pose them for anatomy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone built one of those, but they built it like with magnets and metal and stuff, and with more ball socket joints. I'll post a link in chat just for the fuck of it. But for any artists out there, this might be kind of cool. I'm not going to get deep into it. It just looks cool. So something I just want to throw out there.
Ooh, I got to check that out. No, for sure. That's one thing I personally struggle with is anatomy, without it looking too flat and all that. But wow, that's really cool. It'd be so cool if you can link it for sure. I'll check it out.
There you go. It's just stickybones.com. I don't know if the hyperlink goes straight through, but it'll be there.
It works.
Cool.
It works in chat.
Awesome.
Oh wow, cool. That is really cool.
And anything else on Disney Art Academy, or do we want to move on?
I feel like I did something like this. I don't know if it was like, I think it was at Disney World or something. but there was like it was like on a fucking like actual computer screen, and like they were sort of teaching you how to draw the Disney character kind of design.
So it was just for computer straight up. It wasn't with a stylus or
It
anything.
was sort of like the only thing you could only do while you were there. But it was
I think
much
I think there was an old
the same
computer game.
thing.
Yeah, old computer game like that. I think I remember what you're talking about. I don't know if chat knows it, but yeah, I think I've heard of it.
Well, it looks like Renegade Rue is gonna have to take off.
Oh shit! Oh no.
Unfortunately, yeah. You know what? I did plan to stay the whole show, but we had Mother's Day going on. I have a little special surprise for my mom,
Wow.
along with a couple of my siblings. So
Your
we're
mama-
gonna go ahead and
yeah.
So your Mama
all of us
Rue
love our
is
mom.
your Mama Rue.
Awesome. All right.
She
Well,
is. She definitely is. So we're gonna go get that together. And you know what? It was a pleasure being on the show. You guys are so awesome for inviting me, and you know what? It's so fun. You know, I'm definitely gonna be tuning in every single week as well. Thank you for allowing me to guest spot on the show for sure.
thanks for coming on. Yep.
yeah,
before
it makes
before
it
you
much more
before
awesome.
before you go, Renegade, can you tell the chat not for them not to leave just because you're leaving?
I'm
Bandwagon.
No, you definitely stay on. These guys are freaking amazing. They have a great thing going on. You know, I'm very glad they invited me. You know, I'm going to be tuning in every time they have it as well. So please stay on, guys. You guys have your own fans going too. They're not going to be tuning out for that as well. But thank you for tuning in, guys. And
Yep.
these guys are awesome. Listen to
Have
them through
fun.
and keep tuning in, guys.
Also, someday we got to play Quiplash again. That was fun.
Oh, that was a blast. I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Yep. Have fun with Mama Roo, man. Take care.
Thank
Take
you
care.
very much, guys. Thanks for
Yeah.
tuning in too, guys.
Good
Have a
day,
good
mate.
one.
You're like,
Good day, mate.
there's
Goodbye.
damn right.
All right. On that note, I'll move on to the next bit. The next game.
You still have a kitsune.
We do, and we are thankful for that. Thank you for joining us, by the way, Aaron. I don't think we gave you
Oh,
a
you're
proper
welcome.
thank you. Everyone, just round of applause for Aaron for coming in
Yeah.
short notice and awesomely as she does.
Yes, of course.
So
You're welcome.
the next game I want to get into, Deep Silver and Dam Buster Studios have come together to make a new high-energy, strategic, open-world FPS that has been the talk of the town for a little while now. The game is called Homefront: The Revolution. It puts you into an alternate reality in the future, so I guess it could technically be this reality, but an alternate reality in the future. In 2029, North Korea has invaded and occupied the United States. It's actually invaded us and taken over us for 4 years.
Yeah,
So-
the thing
Oh,
is, I
wow.
don't think that could happen. If
Yeah,
they
like, I don't see that really
blew themselves
happening.
up first.
So it's
They would probably
alternate
end up
reality.
blowing themselves up
It's
first.
real.
But I see more of the fallout idea. I could see China taking us down before North Korea does.
Yeah.
I think China or Russia would do that first.
Yeah, like if they
I
join
like
forces,
the-
we're in trouble.
The Battlefield 4 kind of set up the war with China seems the most realistic.
Yeah.
For that.
But yeah. By the way, China, Russia, if you're listening, please don't take these ideas.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Please don't.
but if you guys want to band together against North Korea, that's cool. Anyway, so specifically, you're playing as a group of revolutionary soldiers in Philadelphia, which is under a heavily policed and oppressive controlled regime of the Korean People's Army. You play as Ethan, the youngest member of the New Resistance, who works closely alongside Paris, the resistance leader, to tactically fight against the new regime through assassination missions, stealing the Korean People's Army's drones and reprogramming them and stuff, modifying your own weapons, coming up with new weapons of surprise and attacks, and just overall taking down your opponents who drastically outnumber you and out-tech you. You fight through 3 possible zones in Philadelphia. There's the green zone where the KPA is strongest. They live comfortably. They have all their amenities, electricity, plumbing. It's basically where the heads of your opponents and the bad guys live. The yellow zone, which is a slum where the people that are both of American descent and just poorer Korean descent live in slums, and they have barely enough to survive in food, amenities, anything. And the last one is the red zone, which is the old war-torn ruins of what Philadelphia was, where most of the resistance lives unpoliced. There are still police presence everywhere, but it's just lesser there. And all three areas have their own certain missions you have to undertake. They involve their own rules you have to abide by and navigate to gain the upper hand. So if you're feeling a bit rebellious and you want to get your hands on a shooting fighting game that is for bringing back the good old USA from the North Koreans, then May 17th is for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
I'm an ist.
So thoughts?
You know, I was looking at this game, and I like.
I like the idea.
I really like the idea, but I don't know. Like, it's not sticking with me, man.
Probability-wise, it is extremely out there. Like,
That's why it's a fantasy game.
It's almost like if we said Canada invaded us and took us over. Which honestly,
Well, actually, there were.
They wouldn't invade us because
actually, to be honest,
they wouldn't.
Okay.
They just want to play us in hockey. That's all they
and
do.
they'd win.
True. Now there was
Canada.
that one time Canada did invade us and burnt the White House down, but that's another story.
Oh yeah. We don't talk about that.
We don't
have
have
that.
We
that.
don't talk about that, Aaron. Anyway,
Bad. You're voted off the
gosh.
island.
But yeah, I agree with Scarfy. Like, honestly, it'd be more likely. Like I said, it's more likely Canada would invade because honestly, they have a stronger. Even now, they just have a more together government and be more likely to build a proper army than. My favorite line, which is still terrible, is when people announce way back in the day, it's like, well, North Korea has nukes, they have WMDs, blah blah blah. Which is when is the last thing you read something that's labeled "Made in Korea" that works? So, and that's the thing.
For McDonald's.
Exactly. Like in North Korea, not to like completely knock them because I mean that's what the U.S. does half the time, but it's like they have a lot of their own inner turmoil shit that they're sorting through. I'm not too worried about them coming out at the same point, but like Aaron said, that's why it's an alternate reality. Maybe in this reality, North Korea really has its shit together.
Yeah.
So
And they got to pay more attention to South Korea anyway. So it's like what I've seen another meme that reminds me of this. Like it's like when people ask like, "What Korea are you from?" and then it shows that one does not simply come from North Korea.
This is true. The
Right.
careers are so weird.
it is.
It is. I I wouldn't even think about going to North Korea at all.
Okay. I woke up one day. My brother is basically trying to wake me up from bed. And he's like, Esto, we need to go to North Korea now. I'm like, what the fuck? He shows me this documentary from Vice where they actually did go to North Korea and how fucked up of a place it is.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
saw
if there's any
one
North
like
Koreans
that too.
listening,
'Cause
I'm sorry, but
they got like the police involved because someone was trying to take a picture of it was Kim Jong Un's statue because he had to lay down to get the shot angle. They called the police on him because of that.
Yeah,
Well, I don't blame the. Okay, let's put it this way: if you can only have a point and shoot camera there. You can't have a memory card in there unless you like solder it in behind.
Mhm.
It's crazy shit. But okay, this is how fucked up North Korea is.
Mhm.
Let's say you're on a bus, and the tour guide goes, "Hey, let's just stop at this little restaurant, just this random restaurant." And there's 7 of you. When you walk in, there's 7 placemats ready to go.
Yep. Yeah,
That's how you're on a
That's
tour.
spooky.
They have a completely. It is like a completely like
It's-
militaristic dictatorship, totalitarian.
Their tourist thing. It's completely like they only show you like in front of the scenes. They don't like take
Oh
you
yeah,
anywhere.
they organize
Oh,
people
yes.
to be there and to have fun and make it.
You
look
are
It is
not
North
allowed
Korea,
off the
every
bat.
country.
Yep.
You have guides with you at 24/7.
Yeah,
you
I
are
know.
not allowed anywhere, and they show you all
You're
the
not allowed
stuff.
out of their sight.
But they do allow you onto U.S. property,
of course.
aka the Pueblo, which is an American reconnaissance ship that got caught during the Korean War.
Mhm.
It's parked in Pyongyang right now.
Yep.
And they actually put you on there and make you watch a documentary about how they captured it from the biggest army in the world and all fun shit.
God.
And they show you where the bullet holes are too. So it's like, yeah, you just realize You're fucked.
I feel.
So apparently Shudder said that he's been to North Korea.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wait, what?
Well,
Wait,
sorta.
Shudder?
Well, Shudder actually was in the service, but I'm not
He
sure.
was.
I'm not too sure
He's in the
what it
Army.
was. Marine, Navy. I'm not too sure.
Apparently,
I
it was
think he said
Panmunjom
Army.
on the border.
Panmunjom, yes. That is the infamous, like, with the buildings, right, Shutter? That have the little blue buildings right on the border.
So we're gonna break the magic on you, Aaron, and let you know there's a 10-second delay before he's gonna hear your question. So you might want to
Oh,
jump back
I
in your
know.
head.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Oh, I know.
I learned this the hard way because like last time I didn't mute the stream because I have it up so I can see the chat, and I heard all the voices repeating. And it was,
Yeah.
it was
And you
freaking
thought you were
me
being
out.
possessed. It was a good time.
It was scary.
One thing I was gonna say, actually, going back to the meme thing, while we give Sher some time.
See,
to,
he
answer,
said yes. He said yes. I do it. I do it. I do it.
was
That place is scary as hell.
one of the things you guys mentioned earlier with the Korea memes, which is terrible but hilarious, but mostly terrible, was you mentioned the whole thing was simply come from Korea, was the difference of Korea. And it showed South Korea, and it's a kid playing StarCraft. His computer says we require more minerals. And then North Korea, and there's a dude with a pickaxe in a mine, and a person next to him with a gun that says we require more minerals. And I was like, yep.
That's accurate.
Yep.
That is accurate.
But
Okay.
but yeah, Homefront: The Revolution. It's just like I don't know much. I don't have much to say on this.
Okay, Zach. Speaking of that particular comic,
Uh-huh.
here's something that's really fucked up. So in North Korea, basically children are dying because they don't have enough food. They are worked from like basically 3 years old. Like
Oh, yeah.
they can play guitar fluently by like age 5. They mess up at all, they're going into a place that no one ever wants to go.
It's
And
You're
South
going into
Korea?
Choky.
South Korea, people are known to die from playing StarCraft for too long at, believe it or not, these internet cafes.
Yep, yeah.
Where
I
you
know.
just bring your fucking desktop
yeah, I
in.
saw that.
Well, I
saw
mean,
that,
like
like, where they
you said you
they
can
leave
bring
their
your
kids
desktop
to
in
die.
there, but I see people bring their desktop to Starbucks all the time.
Well, yeah, but...
Scarfy, you're just in a like oasis of craziness.
I am.
Well,
I've never seen that before.
No, I've seen it at my Starbucks. People
Yeah,
actually bring their entire tower to use the internet there.
he's
It's
also,
ridiculous.
I mean, and I mean no offense to this for anyone in California, I mean no offense, but you guys are fucking wild. You guys have, like, you have people there sort of like people in New York, just with very different methods of madness, but sort of like New York City, and same thing with not all of California, but obviously there are parts of California, there's parts of everywhere, it's just like, you get people to do shit. Like, here at FSU, we have the same thing. By the way, I'm from Tallahassee, guys. We have guys that'll bring in their tower, like Scarfy said, and just fucking piggyback off of our library's internet. Because, like, people can be pretty shameless, but I can see that happening a lot more in
I've
New
seen
York and
people
LA.
in college. If they were Linux people, they would bring their towers to different rooms. But that was college, so that was expected.
Right.
But as far as like in real life, like at a cafe or a Starbucks, like I would never do that. But then again, my desktop is like kind of a server, but that's just me.
Yep. By the way,
It's like a massive server.
I'm going to take it back because Scarfy has been valiantly trying to get us back on track.
Yeah.
So did anyone have any
But he hasn't said a word.
No, is there anything that people want to say about Homefront till we move to the next one? Before we move to the next one?
Not really.
Sorry, Scarfy. I didn't
It's
know.
okay. You got to be careful.
I know,
Right off
but I didn't
the
see your
island.
notes at
Again.
all. So
I know,
sorry.
but we're on page 2, dude. We're only on page 2, and we have 5 more to go. So let's keep
Wait,
going.
what?
of the game.
Weren't you the one who just told us, like, right before the show, don't rush? Like, all the time, don't rush. You know, we got it, but
Don't rush, but like at the same time, try
At
to
the same
stay on
time,
top.
rush!
Okay, which is it? To rush or not to rush?
That is the question. And the answer
Don't
is...
rush, but stay on topic.
Hurry up and
I'm
buy.
trying.
And the answer is that the next game, which is based off the old Reflection developed game for Commodore Amiga called Beast. Heavy Spectrum Entertainment Labs have created an awesome new game, because I'm just jumping right into this, which is the same sort of old side-scrolling arcade fighting style game that we used to play. Like, if anyone played the Simpsons fighting game, or any of those games like Metal Slug where you went from side to side and just battle things. This one's called Shadow of the Beast, because homage to the original Beast, but now being made for a new system with revamped graphics. And I'm going to tell you, like, it's an old style of gaming. We don't see it anymore, and this version of it just looks really good. Like the game picks up where its predecessor left off. You play as Arbron, who was a human that was kidnapped and then corrupted by dark magic and a whole bunch of other crazy shit to become the ultimate fighting slave-like monstrosity. And mission was very successful on that. The dude is a bizarre, merciless killing machine. The gameplay revolves around three things. Sorry, who wanted to say? I feel like I stumbled.
Oh, that looks sick. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
it
the
was.
game. It kind of reminds me of Bionicle, like
It
Bohatu.
is, but with
I
a lot
love
more blood.
Bionicle.
A lot
I love
more.
Bionicle. Bionicle was great. I kind of
with,
wish they still made it, but it was fantastic.
Pohatu's realm. That's kind of what that reminded me of, especially because he has the same kind of claws.
Right, yeah. I mean,
similar.
Like I said, it's very similar, but just a lot more blood and gore, but not an overabundance of gore. Not like gore just for gore's sake. The one thing that's cool about this game is the simplicity. Matt Birch, who's the Heavy Spectrum Entertainment CEO, mentioned that he wanted to make it revolve around three things. And summed up from his speech, basically, there's a health bar, there are quick time events to avoid traps and do better combats with counterattacks and stuff, and brutal as all hell combos. So just tearing through enemies, fighting like hordes of opponents and taking down big ass bosses through basic gameplay mechanics with a very fluid combat system. Excellent graphics, and the main thing that was really cool is his main goal was it's going to be side-scrolling, but every environment you fight in is going to be distinctly different. Everyone is going to be beautiful and unique from the others, which is nice. He's taken this old style gameplay and brought it back and given it new life. So definitely a great game for old fans of the arcade fighters who want to relive the genre in high-definition graphics. The game comes out May 17th for PS4. So basically, Scarfy, if you want to play it, the rest of us are screwed.
It looks interesting to say the least. I want to know like what has the story about how he became the monstrous form that he is and what he previously looked at in human form. So technically, I am intrigued by this game. I'm not too sure if people are gonna. I'm not too sure if people are actually gonna go out of their way and play it, but at the same time, it actually looks pretty good. I mean, like, it looks interesting to say the least. I don't know about you. What do you think, Aaron?
That's my answer.
Not my type of game.
Right, that's fair.
It is my type of game, but I'm really angry now that I can't get it because it's just PS4.
Oh my gosh! Everyone keeps like, do people just not have the money to buy a PS4?
Yes.
I mean,
that is exactly
that is
the answer.
exactly what it is.
Life gets
I
in
know,
the
but
way.
it's been out for like 2 years now.
And I still don't have the money. What is that? Tell you?
Okay. I had a decision. I could get Fursuit or PS4.
Priorities.
Yeah, mine was basically I can get a really good PC and play games that are for both systems, and then they started making a lot more exclusive for console games. So it's like, well, that sucks because PS4 doesn't like playing nice with Steam much anymore. So, fuck. But at the time, it was a good investment, and now it's still a great investment. I still get to play a lot of games, but I don't.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
But yeah, someday I probably will. But I don't know. Like, we have a PS3, and by we, I mean Luna, who's kind enough to bring it over, and we have an Xbox 360, but I don't have any of the new stuff. Not the Xbox One or the PS4. I'm but a lowly poor child. So.
But yeah, everyone doesn't have a PS4, so...
Nope.
I mean, that's an understatement. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have PS4. It's just that you guys don't have a PS4, and I have no idea why you guys don't.
Bro!
Well, it's because I'm saving it for a second Fursuit right now.
I know, but it's like, come on. I'm the only one left out here who can actually play PS4 games.
Oh, how sad for you.
Oh, cry me a river.
Let's see.
Bro!
Xbox, please do not go to an Xbox. I've repaired way too many of them in my youth.
Oh, fair enough.
Corn Station 4.
Bro.
Actually, back when I was...
X-Corn 360.
Aaron, you mentioned that one thing I had to repair all the time was PlayStation 1s and PlayStation 2s.
How did you repair PS1?
Mostly it was the lens was always a problem. I just opened it up and then got a Q-tip and got some cleaning solution and cleaned off the lens and put it back in.
Yeah. Okay, there's one day I had to repair, like, no joke, about 52 Xbox 360s.
What did you like work? Did you like work with Microsoft or something? What is this? I want to hear it.
Oh, okay. Do what? It's a below topic, so keep going. I'll find you the picture, and then I'll talk about it.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
All right, but yeah, Shadow of the Beast. I'm intrigued by this game. I think it looks really awesome. What do you think? I think, but that's about me. That's all I have to say about it. Kruz already said that he liked it, except he can't play it on a PS4 because he doesn't have it.
Scarfy, I feel like you're getting to the point that you can take over the show by yourself.
Oh, really? I
It's
forgot
like,
in the few
what
seconds
do you
that I
think?
mentioned it.
Well, Scarfy, I think this. What do you think, Scarfy? I don't know, Scarfy. Scarfy, back to you. Thanks, Scarfy.
Anyone?
On first base, Bugs Bunny. On
are-
second base,
you
Bugs
guys
Bunny. On
are-
third base, Bugs Bunny. Sorry.
Okay, you
Who's
guys
pitching?
are just
Right.
freaking adorable. It just makes me want to wag my tails.
All right.
Wag.
I will deal with those tails later. But currently, I'm going to move.
Oh my!
Oh.
Oh my!
Oh.
But wait a minute. You have a girlfriend.
I do.
Indubitably.
I do.
Yeah, he
So
has
you
a
have
cat,
to- whatever
he has
you
a
do, you
cat
have to keep-
girlfriend.
You have to keep it PG.
I do.
Whatever you do, PG.
Well, Lost in Your Tales has
When was
many
the last time we did
possible
that?
definitions. So, yeah, exactly. When's the last time we did that? Anyway, the next game I want to talk about.
All right.
Yeah, so if all the straight-up action games we've been talking about and just fighting games aren't really doing it for you, then I'm going to change pace here, change gears, and move to something that airs more the side of stealth. Frozen Byte has come out with a new stealthy game called Shodin. Shodwen. I keep wanting to say Shodin. Shodwen, that seems to draw a lot of elements from Assassin's Creed, Prince of Persia, and Spider-Man. I know, weird, right? You play as Shodwen, an assassin who has been tasked to kill the king of the land in which she lives. I couldn't actually get the name of where this is all taking place, so that's a little bit on my part, but I honestly just couldn't find it as much as I searched for it. Along the way, she meets and is accompanied by a young orphan girl named Lily. The game is all about staying hidden, keeping yourself and your companion safe until you can reach the king. You're able to kill guards up close, set up traps, make their death look accidental, or use distractionary and diversionary tactics and stealth to sneak around them, much like Assassin's Creed. The main part of the story is choosing whether or not to risk your new orphan friend's trust by letting her know that you're actually an assassin, meaning being forced to kill guards in front of her. So you may want to do it out of sight or out of earshot of the child to get a more, I guess, morally good ending. The game offers an interesting look at the mechanic where, time moves. Sorry, I think I missed something here. But yeah, the game also offers an interesting look at a mechanic where time only moves where you do. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Allowing you to take all the time you want to decide on your next course of action, even if it's in mid-motion. So like during a battle or during a sneak scene.
That's
if you
pretty cool.
stop,
It's like a fucking slow-mo. It's like time slows down.
But not even slow-mo, like if you stop, the world stops. If you start moving, the world moves.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and
That is a
So
really
it's like
cool concept. I like
Is the
that.
whole game like frame by frame?
It's kind of reminding. I don't know why, but it's kind of reminding me of The Last of Us. Only like in this particular section, you can't let the child know that you're an assassin, and you can't let her see like horrific sights.
Isn't
Right,
that
as
like
opposed to helping you.
Leon?
Right.
Is that like Leon the Professional?
Leon the Professional. I'm
I
not.
don't know what that
one.
is. I'm
Yeah,
so sorry.
It's a very classic film from the '90s about this girl. It's about a professional assassin, and somehow I think he kills this girl's family, but he takes the girl in.
Huh?
Something crazy like that.
Killed your family.
That
Well, except that
How do you
she-
break
he
that
doesn't-
to
well,
her?
except that it was botched. It was a botched thing that happened. I think the family was actually collateral damage.
Right.
and
So
I'm gonna mess up the name because I'm terrible with. But Nixus, if that's how I pronounce your name, yes, you're right. Super Hot. Super Hot also has this mechanic where if you move, time moves with you. Except that this game also has it that you can rewind time again and alter your plans, which is where the Prince of Persia Sands of Time
What?
comes in. Yeah, you can rewind mid-step and be like, okay, that didn't work, so now doing this.
How do you like? Is it just like you? Do you have to go into a different mode, or is it
I
like
like to think
all
you have
frame,
to
is it
Michael
all
Jackson
frame by frame?
moonwalk.
Or is
I
it
like-
like frame by frame movement? Like you move
I-
forward,
I-
something happens, you see it, move back.
I couldn't tell. It looked like I assume you have to push an action button for that to make it happen like that.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what it looked like, but it didn't give me a control layout, so I'm not quite sure. But yeah. As for rewinding time, like I said, in my mind, I like to think you do a Michael Jackson moonwalk backwards and everything resets, but I can't be certain. In the game, you're equipped with your dagger as well as a grappling hook, which allows you to scale up and down buildings or vaulted ceilings, as well as swing yourself from place to place, like Spider-Man. That all being said, and as much as I'm making these comparisons, the game does look kind of cool. I feel like I'm comparing it to too many other games, but the physics in the game are the only real deterrent I would actually say about it, besides, comparing to other things. They're a bit floaty like Gmod. Damn it. They're a bit floaty like Gmod.
I'm at soup.
The mechanics of judging whether or not to kill in front of the child is a really cool new take on the morality aspects we see in games like Dishonored that have been, throwing that in. And I'm so
it's not like Kill Bill where the first scene
Love
that you
Kill
see.
Bill.
Kill Bill is a great movie. It's not like Kill Bill where the first scene is that you see a mercenary kill a mother in front of her child, which the child does get to see the body, which is very, very
troubling
to see. But at the same time, Kill Bill, one of my all-time favorite films ever. But anyway, I'm getting off topic here. It's an interesting concept.
Okay.
And I do think it's like, one of those things where it's kind of like, interesting. But am I gonna get the game? I don't really know.
Right.
And I have a PS4, but maybe you guys are gonna get it on your PC. I don't know.
Yep, comes out May 7th for PS4 and PC. So
May 17th.
I would
May
love
17th,
to,
thank you.
but I don't know if my PC can handle it because it could barely handle Amnesia.
Yeah, I don't think my PC can handle it. And before I'd ever want to play this game, I would have to ask the combinations between Estobhan and Fiber Kitty to please show me how to make a really good computer that can last a long time.
Okay, I could do that for you. By the way, I will post this in the chat I found the picture I want to show about the Xboxes.
Go for it, yeah.
Oh wait, you can't post it in the chat because you can't.
I'll send it to one of you guys, and then you can post
Send
it.
it to Zach.
I got
Send it to
somehow
Zach.
elected in charge of the chat. I don't know how the hell that happened.
I put it in Discord.
Okay, I got it. All right, any other thoughts on
Oh my god. that is a tower of Xboxes.
What the hell?
By the way,
Where did you get those?
Just post. Okay, post it in the chat.
Working on it.
Post in the
Damn,
chat.
y'all are impatient as hell. Anyway.
Look at the size of that thing.
Where did they come
Okay.
from?
Where did they go?
Okay, so where they come from, Conai Joe?
There you go.
I'll tell you. Okay.
There we go.
So my brother, back in the day, remember when the Xboxes red ringed all the time?
Yeah.
He figured out how to fix them, how to do the tricks to make them work, the reflow the solder and all that fun shit. Well, he realized that he fixed a couple of them and sold them. So buying broken ones from eBay and selling them locally and making like double the money.
Nice.
So one day he goes, "Hey Esto, I'm going to buy a pallet." I'm like, "What?" There's about 50 Xboxes coming here. Can you load them? At the time he's at college. So I come home and in front of our garage there is a pallet. There's just boxes that reached almost to the top of the shed. It's just like, what the
I brought home. What did you bring?
So
home?
I brought them in,
Shitload of
and I just assembled them in a tower that you see before you. That is 51 Xboxes sitting there.
That is not a.
And
great
did you? And by the way, did you by any chance
Mausoleum.
fix all of these Xboxes?
All right, 20 were broken. 21 were working. 21 were broke. 20 something were broken. We fixed about 15 and sold the rest for scrap.
Nice, very very nice.
Let me put it this way. So that tower is about $700.
Damn.
He sold it for double.
Nice.
Wow.
And most of them were working in the end. And let's see. I just need to look at this chat right now.
Oh dear.
Whoa!
What?
What the fuck
I love the chat just going, "Wow!" at all those
yeah.
Xboxes.
I
Because
was
it's
like
not every
amazed
day
at
you
that.
see
That- That was one of the greatest laughs I've ever heard.
I know, right?
I usually do that. Like I don't quite go as high, but I just go like.
It's
anyway.
involuntary for me to do that. By the way, see the silver ones? Those are the ones that have the HDMI ports. The white ones don't.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah, the more you know.
Anyway, Shadwin, yeah, I'm not too sure if I'll get this game. That's really all I have to say on it.
I'd love to. I don't know. It looks kind of cool. My one issue again is just like maybe it's just because of the time control element, but every time I saw stuff flying by, it just looked ridiculously floaty. Like any of the environment breaking or blowing up or like falling over a trap setup, it's like it just. I don't know. The physics looked weird, and same with when you're jumping around all Spider-Man style. It's like it's just. I don't know.
It looks like Assassin's Creed, but anyway.
Well, Assassin's
Just
Creed, like the one where you
we
fell.
made that point.
Maybe the one where
Just
you fell
like
through
Assassin's Creed.
worlds. But yeah, so it's not my favorite game, but at the same time, I'm not saying it's broken. I'm not saying it's shitty. It's probably really good, but there's little things that I'm a little uncomfortable with. So.
That was me.
What?
That was someone coughed up along. That was probably me. Hold on, let
You
me
don't
put
need
it back
both
in
of
real
them.
quick.
You don't need both of them.
Right.
All right.
I need it.
Kruz, Aaron, do you have any things about Shadwin you wanted to bring up, or shall we move on?
I'm looking forward to this next one because I do want to get Fallout as soon as I get enough money and I get
right.
home. Summon. This looks promising. Not to spoil or anything.
Oh, I don't fucking care. I told them a while ago, if they've been watching our show for a while, that Bethesda would be coming out with a new DLC
Life
every
is
month.
indeed strange.
So
It is very strange. Just look at me. It's very strange.
you guys have no idea what the reference
What is
are.
that?
What is what?
What are those?
What are these?
John Cena.
Yeah.
Hey guys, sorry about that.
No problem. Nick says, I agree. Life is Strange. Great game. I assume you're making that reference, but great game.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Be kind, please rewind.
Anyway, the next game that I wanted to bring up for you guys was actually a new installment from Bethesda. The time has come. May is here. The May edition of Fallout 4's monthly DLCs is going to be available very soon. Far Harbor is the latest installment in which you follow a case being handled by the Valentine's Detective Agency to find a young woman off the coast of Maine to a colony of synths. Synths are synthetic humans, for anyone who has not already heard the term, for those NPCs in this game. And it's all occurring on an island known as, surprise, surprise, Far Harbor. There you must work to find the missing woman while also dealing with a strife between the resident synths, the Children of Adam, that you probably all remember from previous Fallout games, the local townsfolk. The area is much more heavily radiated than previous places you go to in the Fallout 4 game, so be careful where you go. And as usual, it's up to you to decide how you will settle things in the conflict. You can do a peaceful unification, you can aid one side to make them triumphant against the rest, or you can just fucking destroy everything. I mean, it's really all up to you. I will say I'm kind of excited about this game from what I've seen so far because it seems like the first purely story-driven DLC. The other ones that we've seen before, like the one where you build your own house or build your robot buddy, it seems more like gimmicky. It seems that they were just trying to push forward this new mechanic you could play with. That being said, you don't get any lack of new enemies in this new game. You get to fight mutated anglerfish, which are fucking terrifying.
Ooh, that is terrifying.
They're the most
That is
terrifying things
terrifying.
I've seen in the game in a while. And
Yay!
new weapons and armor, like a fishing gaff, which I'm sure must be very, rewarding to fishing gaff a mutated anglerfish. Granted, I don't know how much I'll actually
I
do.
didn't need to sleep tonight, so
Exactly.
I watched the trailer, but what's the gaff meaning? Like a
Oh, a gaff. Sorry, a gaff is this hooked spear-like instrument that you use while fishing. I don't know this
so
because I
it's
used to fish all
it's
the
a
time.
spear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so basically a spear. I
Yeah,
agree.
hook spear,
It's
basically.
probably satisfying to impale a giant monster.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that.
I mean, it's got to be. But in the end, this game comes out May 19th. PC, Xbox One, PS4, all those platforms are covered. And if you liked the other Fallout DLCs, then this one will probably be even better, I'd imagine. So, yeah, thoughts on that?
Yeah.
I got nothing. I've never played a Fallout game, sadly, so I have no idea what this is. So I have to sit this one out. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I haven't played either, but I want to get into this one. I've seen my cousin play like I think 2 or 3, and I like the idea of the sort of Chernobyl type setting.
Yes.
So like I'm definitely gonna get this. I guess as soon as I can, because my Xbox is at home.
Right. Aaron, how about you? Did you play I almost said Elder Scrolls. I'm too far into Bethesda, but any of the Fallout games?
Actually, no. I never got into those. I know my brother did, and I watched him play that, but for me, it was just something that, I didn't want to get into another game series. Here's the thing, after I left college, I really didn't play video games anymore. I mean, I did occasionally play Portal and Portal 2, but I really didn't start again until I started playing Friday Night Gaming with you, Zach, actually.
Yep. I'm
Yeah, I
glad to
think
see
one of
you
my-
back
one of
in
my
the
t-
gaming ranks.
Yeah, one of my science teachers like brought his portal gun to school, and that was great.
Nice.
I would have loved to. I need to play Portal. That's a game that I think I should play in my life, and I'm surprised that I haven't played Portal. So I need to play that game.
Portal and
ASAP.
Portal 2 are both amazing. I definitely recommend them for anyone who hasn't played them.
I'm sorry. I still kind of like Want You Gone over Aperture Science, but anyway,
That's a good song, and so is Kare Mia.
Oh yeah.
Priceless song, especially the Turret Symphony. I mean, come on, you have a symphony of turret guns. How cool is that?
Yep.
Wait.
What? Cool or terrifying?
You never played that game before?
What do you mean?
I want to play it.
No.
Right.
But I'm saying that Cuts, you've never played it before?
I kind of spoiled the ending. Sorry.
Oh. Oopsies.
That doesn't mean I don't want to play it, because it does look interesting. I really do actually want to play it.
Have you played the original one at least? Please say
No,
yes.
I haven't.
Oh dear God!
I need to play it. I know.
Now you
I need to
get-
play Portal.
Now you get voted off the
I need to
island.
play. I need to play all these other games that I haven't played because college has been getting in my way.
Hey, priorities: college first,
Yeah.
games later.
I
Yeah, of
agree.
course.
Anyway.
With that.
Yeah, I got nothing for Fallout 4. This DLC anyway.
All right. Well, honestly, if you guys haven't played, we'll talk. I played Fallout 3. I've just, again, life, all that bullshit, usual excuses. I haven't gotten Fallout 4. I've seen it played. I want to play it, even after seeing it played, which I don't get to be able to. I'm not able to say about a lot of games. Usually, when I see someone play through, it's like, oh, well, that was cool, and I move on. I still want to play it. It looks like a lot of fun. They made great additions to it. It looks as wild and crazy as ever. I played 3 in New Vegas, and those were both great. So I'm excited for it. And when I do, I'm going to be buying. I don't know if I'll get all the DLCs, but I'm certainly getting Far Harbor. That is on my list. It's gonna happen. But yeah. So that being said, I would like to do something both old and new for the last game that I'll be talking about. id Software and Bethesda have teamed up. That phrase in itself should be enough to get any proper traditional gamer wet. This latest installment and retelling of Doom.
Oh
That's
my
right.
gosh.
They brought-
Zach, I don't mean to interrupt, but you keep going in and out.
Again, that's...
So,
Okay, hold on for a second. Kruz, can you hear me? Or is Kruz gone? Kruz? Aaron, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. I apologize. It's just that you kept going in and out like repeatedly, and it just wasn't going through.
We have a script. You can read it there. I'm just paraphrasing. Anyway, so, but yeah, so it's a retelling of the game.
Don't copy
Doom.
my
Apparently,
voice.
I have a script, but it doesn't mean I can read it right. So many.
Stop using ASMR on me.
what? What do you mean?
ASMR.
I'm getting worried now. The wolves just started
Yep,
whispering.
yep.
Should I run?
Getting
Should
a
I
little
run?
creepy.
Okay, I'm going to climb up the tree now.
I'll come with you. Anyway, so Aaron, like I was saying to you, we'll let them talk down there. So,
Yeah.
actually, Aaron, did you play the original Doom?
Believe it or not, I never played original But
Oh,
I did play the Doom clone called Chex Quest.
I want to
Oh,
play
really?
this so
But you
bad.
didn't play the
Yes.
predecessor. You didn't play Doom.
I never played the original Doom,
Me
but I
neither.
played the Doom clone.
Right. But, well, I mean, Doom was actually not in the same universe, but sort of like a successor to the original Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So-
Random interjection, but
Yeah.
there's a great, I forget what channel it's from, but I think it was like top heaviest bands. By the way, the leader's Cannibal Corpse. I would argue it's Meshuggah, but still. They had like, why is it called Doom Metal? And they started playing it over like footage of Doom. It's like,
Oh.
it makes sense now.
That's awesome.
Doom Metal is the really slow, obviously impending doom kind of thing.
Right.
But anyway,
It's Doom. It's
Yeah.
Doom and Doom.
Zach, Doom.
Yeah.
Doom.
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 And Gloom.
Doom.
But yeah, for any of you who remember playing Doom back in the day, back when you had to access it only through DOS commands and we didn't have shit like icons
Oh,
or stuff.
yes.
This
DOS.
is all with it's basically that old story retold right. I mean, it's basically the same idea with a new paint job, engine, everything else to make it sit pretty with this new generation of gaming. For those of you who don't know, Doom revolves around the story of a space marine who is stationed on Mars at Union Aerospace Corporation facility in charge of researching teleportation between Mars and its moon. Sounds kind of cool to some people? Great, it's not going to come up later. Sounds kind of boring to other people? Great, it's not really going to come up later. However, the project literally goes to hell literally goes to hell. That's actually true. Wow, I was smarter when I wrote the
Hell
script.
no.
Not now.
In Soviet Russia, hell go
To you.
to you.
But it brings monsters from hell's depths through the teleporters all of a sudden. They begin taking over the facility, so you have to survive and fight through the waves of hellish monsters with a variety of weapons, from standard guns to laser and plasma weapons, to even just taking them on with your fists. Or a chainsaw. I'm not kidding. If you find a chainsaw in the game, because there's going to be one, you can chainsaw a bitch. Good times. This game looks like what people would want in a revamp of a classic game. The story is pretty much the same, but applying all the advances in gaming technology to make it more realistic and immersive than the original could ever have been. And developed by the oldest and biggest names in gaming to this day, Bethesda and id. Not the biggest, but two of the biggest. It's a recipe for a good fucking time. I look forward to it. I expect an excellent product when it hits stores May 13th for PC and Xbox One and PS4. So you guys, no excuses. Go get it if you can.
So when I remember looking at Doom, and it's like, I like for some reason I know I remember seeing this game before, and I remember the graphics were like, I know they were 90s graphics, but today, like nowadays, the graphics from Doom look shitty, and they kind of are shitty. But at the same time, when I look at the new types of Doom, I'm kind of wondering, okay, well, this is definitely a new type of Doom. So how exactly is this Doom gonna work compared to the old Doom? But that's just me.
Like, obviously I can't guarantee it, but literally everything I just said, they seem to be sticking to the exact story, and it's going to just, like, there's things you couldn't do in that old version of Doom. You couldn't have your dude, getting up from, I think you start out on like an operating table, I will spoil that, somewhere at some point you're on an operating table, so you can't have your dude looking at his own feet, getting up from an operating table. You can't have those cutscenes. You can't have, like, breaking apart parts of your environment that normally wouldn't be able to be broken. You can't have the cinematic aspects. Now you can. So
Yeah, the game was made before they could do that.
Exactly. And, I heard you say that before. It's like, yeah, the graphics look shitty, but it's like, that's sort of like saying, it's like, man, Mario sucks. I mean, look at these original graphics. It's like,
Well, at the same time, you gotta understand. I find it so amazing how people can play Doom, which nowadays doesn't have really good graphics, and yet they didn't want to play any other old school games that had graphics that had just as shitty graphics. Why?
It's called they're nostalgia tripping. It basically means that they're reliving their childhood again. Why do you think I grab those old games and play them? They look like shit nowadays, but it's because they're nostalgia tripping for me. I like playing. They're classics. They're good games. It's not like a Tiger game.
Yeah. And I mean,
Well, yeah, but
the other part of that too, Scarfy, is mostly like, I think a lot of people who talk about, oh, Doom is so great, I love Doom, I remember Doom, blah, blah, blah. Again, it's not they're playing it now, it's that they did play it. And they like, yeah, I love this game, it's so much fun. There's later installments than this one, too. There's Doom 2, which wasn't much different. Doom 3, which was a little bit better. I think that came out for the Nintendo 64. And then other Doom that was made for the movie with Dwayne Johnson.
Oh,
But-
that's right. There's
yeah.
a movie called Doom.
Yeah, so there's
Which
like
didn't do so well. Did
no,
it
it was
didn't.
fucking atrocious. But
Well,
Hey, was
well,
it-
a
was
lot
it-
of
was
video
it-
game
was it-
movies are atrocious, and we'll get
I would
to that
imagine if
later.
they did.
Yes,
It
we
would've
will
just
get to
been
that
tank.
later. I have a lot to say.
I do too.
oh man. All right, but that being said, do you guys have anything else to bring up about the whole Doom experience?
Not really.
I'm excited.
Except try Chex Quest. It was amazing.
I might have to look into that because I actually not played that.
Okay, okay. Can you imagine going to the grocery store, buying a box of Chex cereal, and getting a free Doom game?
No, that actually sounds really fun.
Like a fully loaded game.
I wonder if they have an emulator for it.
I'm
It
pretty
was
sure they
for
do.
Windows 95, so.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm pretty sure a Windows 95 game could work with a Windows 10
Have you
game.
ever played Hover?
No.
I've played Total Annihilation.
Okay, have you ever used a Windows 95 install disk?
Yes.
I've played Windows 98.
On that disk is a full game called Hover.
Oh.
It was fun to play.
have to look
There's
at
also a few music videos on there too. Like Weezer was on there, believe it or not.
That's amazing.
Nice.
Seriously, there's actually a Weezer music video on that thing.
Nice.
All right. Well, that being said, I'm going to hand it off to Scarfy with movies. What's going on, Scarfy?
Well, apparently we have a lot of new movies coming out, and there's no joke. I am not even kidding. We have 3 pages worth of movies, so let's talk about them.
All
Our
right.
first movie is talk about a trailer where you can't tell what mood to feel. A bigger splash is a 2015 English language Italian-French erotic thriller film directed by Luca Guadagnino or something like that. I don't know if I'm
I
pronouncing
think that was right, actually. Yeah.
I think
Guadagnino. I'm not sure if the end is
Guadagnino.
have an accent, but whatever.
it
And
would-
written
if it
by
happened, we'll
Alan
just
Page
quickly-
and David Kajganik. I'm sorry, these names are just
Kajganik?
really, really foreign. But anyway, and loosely inspired by La Piscine, an Italian-French drama of sexual jealousy and possessiveness. The film stars Tilda Swinton, Matthias Schoenaerts, Ralph Fiennes, Dakota Johnson, and it competed for the Golden Lion at 72nd Venice International Film Festival. The lives of a high-profile couple, a famous rock star and a filmmaker, are vacationing and recovering on the idyllic, sun-drenched and remote Italian island of Pantelleria, and are disrupted by the unexpected visit of an old friend and his daughter, Ralph Fiennes and Dakota Johnson, creating a whirlwind of jealousy, passion, and ultimately danger for everyone involved. The casting is interesting. I remember Ralph Fiennes and Tilda Swinton in this critically acclaimed Grand Budapest Hotel, directed by Wes Anderson. Great director, by the way. I love Wes Anderson.
Oh
you
yeah,
need more
that was a
from
great movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting to see a film that is keeping you guessing, which is kind of reminding me of Eyes Wide Shut by Stanley Kubrick in a way, which I'm pretty sure none of you in this podcast or chat have seen.
Yes, I have.
And if anyone
but-
has, you've seen Eyes Wide Shut by Stanley Kubrick.
Yep.
I am very, very surprised you've seen such a film, but anyway, moving on. And because that film because that film makes a lot of people go, the hell was that? But in all
Oh, yeah.
seriousness, if you're interested in some naughty behavior with dignified actors, we try our damnedest not to make sure it seems that way, especially when in a furry podcast. The film will be released in North America on May 13th.
I did not agree to whatever you just said at that last bit, but continue.
That was a lie. This, I agree with you. I'm not sure what to feel because the trailer, I don't want to spoil, but it's sort of, I thought it was turning into like a psycho kind of movie. I'm like, what's going on? What the fuck? Nice. What? I'm scared.
I'm really surprised you've seen Eyes Wide Shut, Zach.
I
didn't
saw
know
it ages. I saw it 3 times ages ago, and I was like,
I tried watching Eyes Wide Shut. It's just too crazy for me.
it is
You
like
can tell-
admittedly, I might have been too young, but I still don't really know what the fuck was going on. Like when I
It was like a porn movie of some sort.
Yeah.
where
It really wasn't.
Kubrick-
No. Here's the thing, Kubrick. I love Kubrick.
He was
Kubrick,
dying at that point, so
right? But like,
that'll do it.
literally dying.
Yeah, I know.
but to be honest, like Stanley Kubrick is a famous director, and I'm sure there was
Yes,
some.
he is. Oh, God,
I'm
yes.
sure there was some value that Eyes Wide Shut had to offer, because I don't think it was just a porno.
No,
No, it wasn't a porno.
There's a bunch of like undertones, and like honestly, it's just been so long because it has been at least 13 years since I last saw it.
I last tried seeing it about a year ago. It came out in the 90s. It was his final film.
Yeah, it was his fun. No, actually, Artificial Intelligence was like semi-produced by Kubrick.
Yeah. It was, it was around 13 years.
Yeah, you've never.
I did not realize. I've seen AI. I didn't know what he had a hand in it. It would explain why it's so insane.
Yeah, it does.
Interesting bit of trivia. That's Cody Fox's favorite movie.
Oh, really?
I thought you said Cody Fox.
Well, that's what he written on his Fur Affinity, so obviously.
Don't ask. Don't tell.
I beat you to it.
Why are foxes banned from seeing Eyes Wide Shut?
You do realize that you do realize that Eyes Wide Shut is a play on words, right?
Yep.
Like what happens when what happens when you're awake? Oh, but what happens when you're asleep? What happens in your sleep? Oh, that's right, your dreams. Right. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what Eyes Wide Shut means.
I don't, and I'm actually surprised you guys. I'm actually surprised you guys seen Eyes Wide Shut. Like I saw it and I was like, the hell?
We're
did I just
old,
watch?
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you don't understand what dial-up was like. Okay.
That is the best description of our generation ever.
You don't know what dial-up was like.
Okay, you haven't lived until you see like transfer.com loading a furry art in 2002.
Yeah.
Line by goddamn line, where it's like, okay, I can see the tips of the ears. A minute later, oh, now I can see the eyes.
I sort of remember those, like the first computer I remember my parents had was like, I remember like when the installing a game was literally an all-day process.
Yeah.
It took the entire day.
Yes, it did. I remember sending a music file to, I think...
From a CD, by the way.
Yeah, oh, God. And if you had antivirus, may Lord have mercy in your soul. It took like an hour to do updates.
Exactly.
And if someone called you, well, you're screwed.
Yeah, of course.
Bye.
All right. But, yeah, as for the movie, I'm going to say... I had to give you credit for that, Aaron.
Yeah, that was great.
On that.
Thank you.
The Bigger Splash is actually just as weirdly confused. Like, I was watching it, I kind of, got the story, but overall it was just... I don't fucking know. Like, by the end of it, I was just sort of watching it, I was left with, I guess, a feeling similar to Eyes Wide Shut. It's like, what the fuck did I just see?
I don't know.
So, I don't know. I just really don't know what to even expect from the movie. So, but...
I don't either, and I don't think Kruz or Aaron knows what to expect either.
Do you? Maybe.
Nope.
From this movie? I'm a little... I don't know. I'm like, I would like to see like the thriller, like scary, like fucking whatever you want to call it, but I'm just like worried it'll be too much of like a soap opera kind of background.
It seems dramatic as fuck. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. I've tried watching soap operas. I can't. They're just too great. Has anyone actually tried watching?
Oh,
yes,
yeah. Man, Spanish soap operas are the best.
Yes, the Spanish ones are great.
Oh, my God.
The Spanish ones are
because
fucking hilarious.
They are.
Cries in Spanish.
Just the overacting.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
Don't expect.
The day they actually sit down and watch like a Hallmark movie channel movie from beginning to end, that's when I know my transition is complete. But I still can't do it.
Wow. So that's your benchmarker for that. I see.
I can't do it.
But speaking of transition,
Transition.
I guess we can move on to our next film.
Which one?
Love and friendship.
I guess it's time for a film adaptation on a book that no one has heard of before, and I do mean that sincerely, because Hollywood has decided to take the spin on a book known as Lady Susan, written by Jane Austen, an English novelist who wrote the book. Jane Austen, an English novelist who wrote the book in 1794 and was not published until 75 plus years later in 1871.
What?
However, critically acclaimed director, writer, and producer Whit Stillman, who made films such as Metropolitan, Barcelona, and The Last Days of Disco, has took his own spin on the novel and has decided to make a rom-com film out of it. Not that this is a bad thing, right? Let's take a look at what we got. Love and Friendship is the title based off the book, which is interesting to say that Stillman decided to make a romantic comedy out of it. The film stars Kate Beckinsale, Chloe Sevigny, Xavier Samuel, and Stephen Fry. The film premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in January 2016. Now the plot. Set in the 1790s, Love and Friendship centers on beautiful widow Lady Susan Vernon, who has come to the estate of her in-laws to wade out colorful rumors about her dalliances circulating through polite society. Lady Susan Vernon takes up temporary residence at her in-laws' estate, and while there is determined to be a matchmaker for her daughter Frederica, and herself too, naturally. And yeah, that's about it. There's really not much that there is. I look at the trailer and I see some things that are pretty, like the costumes and the acting, but I'm not getting much from this trailer I saw. In fact, what I do see is that it's resembling an almost Downton Abbey style look and feel, only it's more funny and a lot more brighter than cold and dreary. Not that Downton Abbey's feel was dreary either, because there was a lot of energy and life put into that.
But it was very dry.
Yeah, but I don't know. If there is any of you who have a book or understand what this film had to offer, chances are you'll like it. As for me, I want to see how this film plays out. And if you're interested, the film is scheduled to be released on May 13th.
I agree with you really quick. Just want to say Downtown Abbey was the first thing I sort of got out of it, but probably someone
newer.
Downton Abbey is a very good serial, though. It's very good.
It is. But it's also about 100 years newer.
Yeah.
Sorry, you say it's
a
a very
different
good
time period too.
You said it's a very good cereal. My first thought is like with extra crunch, and now there's a prize inside.
No.
Crunch your toast,
no.
Dear Lord.
No. It was made by Masterpiece Theater releases.
It's made by Kellogg's.
So I say cereal because I don't know what to think of.
Right. But I mean, like, looking at this, it looks pretty good. It's very fucking Jane Austen. Like, just from seeing the plot, what the plot's about using, that's the other thing. When you mentioned, I don't know, Aaron sounded surprised it didn't come out for so long. Jane Austen was famous at her time, but even still, she was still writing around a time where women weren't looked on very favorably.
This is true.
And
this is very true.
From this, if the book, I haven't read this book by her. I'm sure some people know it, but yeah, this woman is like, I know how to get what I want given the rules of society I have to follow. And this is what I'm going to do. So she's always written very, somewhere she has a close line.
Jane Austen?
Yeah.
No, I don't know who Jane Austen is. This is the first time I've ever heard of her.
Famous author.
She's did she do Pride and Prejudice?
Yes.
Yep.
Which, by the way, is also a Slayer song, which is very good.
But
that's it.
Actually, Shiny's had a good quote about her. I can't remember exactly how it goes. If you're in the chat, please write it in, Shiny. But it was something that's like, Jane Austen has that lovely line that she rides between absolute and utter female empowerment.
Wow, I didn't know she wrote Pride and Prejudice. That is interesting.
She did.
And bitching about every man that's ever lived and how they fucked her over. So
wow, she must have been really good then.
She was she was good. She was very you don't realize until later how much of the shots fired these things were.
Oh wow.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it was all just sort of like, this is the shit we deal with, and this is us pushing through it. This is us finding a way to get what we need. But the movie itself, it actually is one I'd be very interested in seeing. I liked what I saw with the acting, the costuming and everything. It just looks bizarre. It looks wonderfully British, and it just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
British.
So wait, Esto, while I was reading the backstory, you were commenting on how you were commenting when I mentioned Whit Stillman. You reacted when I mentioned Metropolitan, Barcelona, Last Days of Disco. Was there a reason why you reacted?
Metropolitan, you mean the movie? Because at first I thought you said something else. Because there's another movie I saw, but it's way older than that. It's called Metropolis.
Yes, I heard that was a film directed by another guy, but I haven't seen that.
Do you know what year Metropolis came out?
I think in the early 30s or something.
No, teens, I believe.
Oh wow.
It's like almost 100 years old. Let me take a look.
But anyway, but yeah, it's actually called
1927.
Yeah,
1927.
Damn.
Okay, well.
So it's about 89 years old.
Yep.
It still exists. It's definitely worth the watch. Basically, society's in two do another podcast about it. It's pretty cool.
Fair enough. Continue.
Oh, it's directed by Fritz Lang. Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, too bad he's dead. That would have been awesome, but what can you do?
Yeah. How old do you think he would be by now?
Probably like 130 or something.
Let's see how. Let's see where he was born in 1890. Yeah, he would have been old.
He'd be like the zombie film directors in Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Such
Really,
a great movie.
fact.
But yeah,
He could take the wee old days.
but yeah. Do you guys have anything to say about Love and Friends?
Nope.
Nope.
I already gave my thoughts, so I'm done.
The movie, but I mean, I kind of like the sharp, smart ass.
I would sit here and wag, wag, wag.
The fucking trailers. It's like, how dare you address me like that? It's like, why would you talk to him like that? It's like, of course, I know him very well.
I would never talk to a stranger like that. Yeah, that was amazingly just.
Yes.
Oh god. I know people like that. It's hilarious.
That was
Sorry.
funny.
Well, I guess we can move on to our next film.
Sure.
Our next film. This trailer right here has a concept that I think anyone can relate to, with rich getting richer and poor getting poorer. Director and actress Jodie Foster is now bringing us a new interesting story known as Money Monster, an upcoming American thriller film starring George Clooney, Julia Roberts, Jack O'Connell, Dominic West, and Caitriona Balfe. George Clooney and Julie Rogers star as financial TV host Lee Gates and his producer Patty, who are put in an extreme situation when an irate investor who has everything, Kyle Budwell, forcefully takes over their studio at gunpoint. During a tense standoff broadcast to millions on live TV, Lee and Patty must work furiously against the clock to unravel the mystery behind a conspiracy at the heart of today's fast-paced, high-tech global markets. This is hardly a film that I would qualify under The Wolf of Wall Street. However, interestingly enough, the fact that I'm both impressed about this film and perplexed by it is really something, because we deal with the corruptness of Wall Street even to this day, where people are not given what they rightfully deserved. And the fact that this film has given me something to look forward to is insane in itself. So personally, I'm excited for this film, and I also hope you guys are as well, because you'll be able to invest your money into a movie ticket when the film comes out on May 13th. See what I did there?
I like how you said invest.
Yep.
Of
Perfect.
course.
Perfect choice of words.
Thank you.
Yeah. This looks pretty cool. Like, I mean, I don't want to get into politics. I mean, because that would just take everything.
That's what
Well,
it's
you're not
That
getting
would
into
take-
politics. You're getting into
That would
economics.
take everything to
which is-
shit.
You're getting
Which
into
is also
economics. Different
politics.
story.
You're
Well,
getting into the shadow hand that actually controls
They're-
everybody. Politics is just a
They are
figurehead.
connected.
yeah.
They are connected, mind you.
Yep.
But like, I mean, yeah, it's a fact of life. The rich, you're rich or poor getting poor because it's like how things are. It's not because like the government's not doing anything to stop it. Like, anyway, the
Republicans.
I'm sorry, Karl Marx. I didn't mean to offend you.
Oh man. Politics, I will.
See,
Politics for another podcast, kids.
this is
Play
very
nice.
charged. This is a very charged film. I'm surprised you even mentioned it. See, Occupy Wall Street over again after this movie. Yeah. The problem is that people lose our shirts, and when people lose all their money in the stock market, it can be very devastating, especially like when you have a 401k,
And
like
gone. Yep.
me.
Yeah, but some people don't realize is that like you realize you're taking a risk and like you blame it on like
On.
Oh yeah,
you
the,
lose and
the
you're
stock
like,
market's
well,
always a
you
gamble.
took the
Yes,
risk.
but here's the thing: it's not that part. It's the part of people lose all their money, and the people they trust their money to end up with very nice little exit packages of millions of dollars. They're like,
yeah, and they
wait
just
a
fuck
minute,
'em over.
where's all my money? It's gone. But they have all my money instead. Screw you! I'm going to go kill you now.
Right.
So
That's the
yeah.
problem.
So
that's
what
what
do
you have
you
to
think?
understand.
So
It's not going to be fair. It's going to be. A
I want to
backstabbing
see this film.
environment.
I don't know about you guys, but I want to see this film. What do you guys? Do you guys want to
Me
see it?
too. Exciting as hell.
I do, but I
Do
mean,
you hear the people say? Singing the songs of angry
The thing
men.
about a movie like this that's going to be kind of
Sing a
annoying for a lot of people is going to be that, well, it annoys me at least, is a lot of people see it and you're going to jump into one or two ships. You're going to jump into the complete deniability of how implausibly stupid it all is, of the sense that it's like, oh, well, you know, someone does this and that would never happen, or oh, someone does this is crazy and a conspiracy nut and blah blah blah, versus the way it looks like they're going to research into conspiracy. So what conclusions they draw, what part of conspiracy is there, because there is a fact that economics moves as a well-oiled, very, very strange machine, that there are people, not necessarily people that control conspiracy-wise, but there are certain people that have more of a play in it than others. And even they don't control everything. But there's going to be a split between the people who are like, oh, this is never going to happen, it's such bullshit, versus these people who listen to the words of this movie like it's scripture and don't do any research on what research these people did to see if it's true.
I knew it.
Then
Illuminati.
Then there's a small amount that would be like, that's a cool theory,
Illuminati
and then
confirmed.
walk on. So it's going
Right.
to be very interesting to see how it splits between people, because I can see this fucking being one of those things that some really crazy ass person gets into and is just like tries to fucking attack Wall Street. Look, I can see that happening because they're like, oh,
Well,
this is all true, but I'm not.
Don't worry. We already have Wolf of Wall Street for that, so you can go ahead and go see that, and you can enjoy Leonardo DiCaprio getting into the cerebral palsy phase.
I'd rather not.
That was
But-
great. Went straight to the cerebral. I love that. It went straight to the cerebral palsy phase.
That was
Don't put down the
hilarious.
phone. That was great.
Yay for Quaaludes, right?
Yes, Quaaludes. Too bad they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, that's right. They scheduled one then.
But yeah, beyond that, I got nothing.
Oh, God.
But what do you want to see this film, Esto?
Do you hear the people sing? No, I absolutely don't, because it might just make me angrier.
That's fair.
But you saw The Wolf of Wall Street, though.
I mean, if
Yes,
you think
because
about
that's
it,
also like 20 plus years ago. This is more contemporary.
yeah, they're trying, like, based on the circumstances.
Like, I was a
they're
baby
trying to
when
do the
that
guy
happened.
justice. I would
was
assume
a
they're trying to do
baby.
the guy justice, not making him a hero, but they're like, it's,
Well, I
his
don't
cause.
think this film is a propaganda film, by no means.
I don't know. You'd have to, I guess,
It could
we'll have to
be.
see.
It has that. It has that idea of basic conspiracy theories that Zach was saying on. So, I mean, for some people, it should be, oh, it's a cool story, walk away. For other people, it's also a conspiracy theory, and you might get riots.
Yeah.
Okay, it might be like a situation with Network where I'm mad as hell. I can't take it anymore, and people start yelling out their windows.
Right, yeah.
It's my money and I need it now.
No, I really.
J.G. Wentworth.
Why do you know all these
Exercise.
commercials? Good lord.
I don't know. My parents are sort of like unhappy about it too, but
I love
It's
it.
just
I
a
mean,
thing.
honestly,
Who's
I love
J.G.
it.
Wentworth,
It's my
anyways?
favorite thing.
I just love like the I could just like
You should. Do you know what you should do for a living? You should actually write these commercials.
I could very well.
There
do
you
that.
go. There's your money
Yeah.
maker.
See, there you go, and you can make tons and tons of money by doing that.
But anyway, I want to see this film. I'm really surprised Esto doesn't want to see it, but at the same time, I can kind
As I said, the infamous song from Les Mis,
Yeah.
like inciting revolution, that
Right.
might be a result of this.
Why are you talking about Les Mis? This is a completely different movie.
But it's so
There's a revolution about this little
Well, I
guy
mean,
taking over
no,
the
no.
government.
He just
You
explained
think about
has
it,
the
it's all the same circumstance.
Yeah,
It's
same
the
revolutionary
Exactly.
times.
little guy against the big guy
Yep,
kind of thing.
exactly.
Alright, well, I guess
Everything
that.
goes.
Rich versus poor
Alright, true.
versus
But
high
yeah.
versus low.
But yeah, I'm gonna see this, but I'm gonna see this film, and I guess we can move on to our next film.
Sure.
All right. I'm so glad I never went to a sorority, but for those of you who have, well, I'm pretty sure you get to enjoy this piece of work known as Neighbors 2 Sorority
Oh
Rising.
God!
An upcoming American comedy film directed by Nicholas Stoller, the sequel to the original Neighbors, the film stars Rogan, Zac Efron, Rose Byrne, Chloe Grace Moretz, Dave Franco, Ike Barinholtz, Carla Gallo, Selena Gomez, and Lisa Kudrow.
Oh, Lisa Kudrow.
Stoller has also directed films like Forgetting Sarah Marshall and was the writer of Yes Man. According to his resume, the films that he's worked on are usually hit or miss. But seeing how the first Neighbors I heard was actually really funny and a critical box office hit, I am curious myself to see how this film will do. But unfortunately,
Well-
most comedy sequels sadly don't hit the bullseye when it comes to
Look,
being better or
here-
even
here-
overall funnier than his
here's the
predecessors
problem.
are.
Here's
What's
the
the
problem.
problem?
It sounds like they're rehashing the original one because the original one was basically a fraternity showed up, right?
Yeah.
Now this one, it's a sorority instead.
Uh-huh.
So
I
the
mean,
difference
it's
between a
the same
fraternity and a sorority is one is male and one is female, right?
Yep. That's it.
Thought so.
Yes, you didn't know that?
Nope. The more you know.
You go to
and no-
college, for God's sakes.
I don't go to a fucking university.
That's
You don't have
it.
to go to university.
Yeah, you
Oh,
do.
really?
Yeah, you do.
I did not know
They don't
that.
have them at regular, I mean, I don't think that. Chad, help us
At
out.
my school, college and university was the same term.
Yeah, I know, but
No,
at
There's community college.
yeah,
I go
like
to community
I
college.
know.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
community
that's
college
a
does not
different
have them. But I wonder if does state college? What's it? I'm gonna look it up it later. State
I
college.
went to University of New Hampshire. It's a state college, and they had sororities and fraternities.
Oh, maybe that's it. Okay, but anyway, go ahead, Scarfy.
But anyway, the more now I know, and knowing is half the battle.
The references.
A show older than most
All right.
of us.
What?
Well, let's
There's two
continue.
separate
Well,
movies?
what's the story? Mac, played by Seth Rogen, and Kelly, played by Rose Byrne, are ready to make the final movie into adult. But just as they thought that they have reclaimed the neighborhood, they learn that their new neighbors are even more. To evict them, they need help from their ex-neighbor, Zac Efron, who is part of a sorority from the first film, to out-sorority them, I guess. The trailer looks really funny, but I'm curious to see the first film to see how good the film especially is. Because honestly, I'm in college, and I do wonder how the film will play out myself. And if you're interested in what the film has to offer, the film will be released on 20th.
Guys, I'm going to break the fourth wall really quick for three things. One, whoever's tapping or eating stuff, we can't hear that through your mic. Two, Scarfy, I need you to leave the chat and rejoin because you're cutting in and out. Three, I like saying things in three, so I just made up a third one. There's nothing really here. Go! All right.
Trifecta.
Hi.
There we go. So, while
Hello?
Scarfy's... There you go. Go talk.
What happened?
Nothing. I said, did you rejoin and join?
Yeah, I
Great.
did.
Then you're good. It was just that you were starting to cut in and out on that little speech, so I didn't want to lose...
All right. Well, I'll basically repeat.
No. We heard it.
No. We
heard it.
the
There's a
speech.
small
Well,
bit.
they heard it, but I'm not too sure if the audience heard
Yes, they did. You missed 2 words in all of that.
it. Okay.
I was
Well,
here.
it'll be released on May 20th.
Okay, and so thoughts about that?
I want to see it, but I want to see the first one to see if it's any good. But at the same time, this director kind of is kind of a hit or a miss. You know, you have those people who are either hit or miss.
Yeah.
What do you think, Aaron?
Here's the problem. I mean, if it was the first film in the series, okay. But the issue I have, and I think Zach brought this up, it's comedies. I mean, hell, have you ever seen like Analyze This and That? The problem is the first films are gonna be good, but second films just rehashing.
Mm-hmm.
When you rehash, it's not going to work properly.
Yeah, basically.
So I'm wondering, but you know what I think they did? It's because they fall in the same pigeonhole, which is, oh, if you make a sequel, it's going to be safe because everyone it's already it's a well-known movie.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a case of, because it's a comedy, and it sounds like they're going for the exact same plot line, well, maybe 90% same. People don't want to see that. They just turn on the old one. It's like, why do you go to movie theaters for like $18 when I just go to Netflix and watch the same one over again?
Yeah, basically.
True. Wait, the First Neighbors is on Netflix?
I was using it as an example. I don't actually know.
Possibly. I have no
Okay.
idea.
But that's the point, is that you could just either rent it at home video or you can do that.
It's sort of like...
Or
oh, go ahead.
or you know, you could just download it on the internet, but whatever.
Stop
I'm
encouraging people to pirate
advocating
movies.
Okay. Attention. I am not.
We don't
advocating
condone
for
illegal
any.
behavior.
Yes, I do
As
not
long as
condone.
it's not illegal if you're not caught.
Yeah.
I don't condone DC or Bear Share. Other people do. But I just say get it through hopefully legal means.
Of course.
I'm not saying you should do anything with 5 fingers, but
No, of course.
the
5
point
fingers
is that
at
you can
punch?
get it easily versus having to go to a movie theater to see it.
True.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the point. Does that make you happy?
Yes.
Five Finger
of
Death Punch makes me happy.
So what do you think, Zach? Do you want to see this film? Because
Not even a little. I mean, it reminds me a lot what Aaron was talking earlier, the Shanghai Noon versus Shanghai Nights, which both movies I loved, but, when I watched it, I was younger, and it was the same thing, just certain situations were flipped. Who got the love interest? Bullshit like that. In looking at it now, I don't want to see these not because I have much of an issue with that, although that can annoy me. I don't want to watch it now because both of these movies, and I'm sorry who I insult, they just look dumb. I mean, they're probably not bad, but I'm just like,
It's token dumb humor.
Okay.
I've seen these sort of movies before, and they don't make me laugh, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not like, oh, I'm high and mighty and need more humor, because I love a good, dick and fart joke as much as the next person, but something about the scenario doesn't make me connect, doesn't make me laugh. I don't like seeing people have everything shit on them for no reason, and that's sort of what's happening to this family.
Right. And you know what? Other thing is that I don't really like comedies anymore. I know that sounds sacrilegious, but the problem is that they're very, very formulaic these days.
Yes.
My biggest issue is with a comedy is that they go up, you have the humor, but then somewhere near the third act, like between second, third act, all shit breaks loose in a bad way and everything goes down the gutter.
Like fucking,
really
what was the
deep.
movie? Like, why did
And
I
you go into a depression
get married
state
too?
and then comes back up.
I don't know why I saw it, but it was like the first third of it was funny and the rest of it was just depressing shit.
What movie?
Welcome to comedy structure.
Why did I get married too?
That sounds depressing as shit.
That sounds
wait,
really
wait. You saw Why Did I Get Married, directed by Tyler Perry?
I think it was the second one, but it wasn't my choice, but like,
Whoa. How did this happen?
it just went to just sad.
Well, that's a problem. This is a problem I have with comedies, is that they always do that. Everything goes to shit.
Well, because they want to connect. They want to have an emotional connection with you.
Yeah, but we don't.
Not that comedies don't have a problem doing that, because they do. They do a very good job of doing it. It's just
one of my favorite comedies of all time is Periscope Down. Has anyone seen this film?
no.
Sounds sexy.
No.
What?
Nothing. That's all I got on the matter. I have not seen it.
Okay, it is absolutely hilarious film, and there's a sad part, but it's really minor. So it's actually it's straight out comedy through and through. It's not like a screw up like True Lies, but this is just a nice little comedy through and through. There's no dips. There's no like dramatic, like everything has gone to shit. It's just straight on. Those are the kind of comedies I like. And call me old fashioned if you want, but that's the type I like, damn it.
Of course.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yes, we are looking at the chat.
They don't see the chat. Yes.
I wasn't asking that. I was asking.
I've seen it the entire time. Big Brother is watching.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, that's all I have to say about it. I'm going to zip my lips now.
Anyway. Yeah. So
wait.
I'm gonna say a little thing. Sometimes I find like non-comedy movies even have some like better moments of humor.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not forced.
And you're not expecting it.
Yeah, that too. It's not always expected.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's my pipe.
Have you seen the chat? They're all saying things in different languages now.
No, they're doing things in different languages.
But anyway.
Oh.
Cries in Australian.
All right, but I guess we can move on to our next film.
Sure.
I had no idea Russell Crowe could fit into the 70s, but lead it to Shane Black, who directed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Iron Man 3 otherwise, even though giving away Tony Stark's address was a really stupid move, not only in film world, but in real life. Whatever. Enter the Nice Guys, an upcoming 2016 American mystery comedy film directed by Shane Black and written by Black and Anthony Bagarazzi. It stars Russell Crowe, Ryan Gosling, Anjali Rice, Matt Bomer, Margaret Qualley, Keith David, and Kim Basinger. The film is set in 1970s Los Angeles when down on his luck, Private Eye Holland March, Ryan Gosling, and hired enforcer Jackson Healy, Russell Crowe, must work together to solve the case of a missing girl named Amelia. During their investigation, they uncover a shocking criminal conspiracy which reaches up to the highest circles of power. The film is kind of reminding me American Hustle by David O. Russell, which I should see, and I don't know why I haven't, but the film genuinely looks pretty funny in my opinion. But until I actually see some rating to see how the film holds up, I wouldn't be surprised to see if it actually be Oscar-worthy, because while funny, it actually looks pretty damn artsy too. But I'll let you be the judge of that when it comes out on May 20th.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, honestly, I think this movie looks interesting. It looks weird. It looks like something I would expect to be, well, I guess not bloody enough, but bizarre enough that I'd expect to be directed by like Tarantino. But it's I don't know. It looks amusing and interesting, and I think has enough comedy and action and weird and crazy and that weird, caveman animalistic like human love of violence that I think it's gonna be a movie that does pretty well.
Yeah, this is one I'm like actually looking forward to. Like I say that for some movies, but like this one I'm actually excited to see the result of, not just see it.
Of course.
Right.
What do you think, Aaron?
Aaron?
Huh?
What do you think
You have
of this
thoughts.
movie?
Nice.
Nice guys.
Nice Guys? Oh, I thought you...
Do you
For some
black out?
reason, I thought I thought it was Kiss Kiss Bang.
No.
Give me
That was a comparison.
Few seconds. Give
Give him a second. I was confused.
1 kitsune. 2 kitsune. 3 kitsune. Okay, I'm done. All right, so I'm assuming a few seconds is that she had to step away. But yeah, I mean, I've seen movies sort of like this before, but I'm drawing a blank as to which ones I'm thinking of. But it just, I don't know. It seems like it'd be fun to watch. I think this is something that, honestly, if we weren't talking about it now, if I've seen ads for it before, like off YouTube videos and stuff, and it's something I'd be interested in seeing. I don't know if I'll get the chance to, but if I do, I think I'd definitely love it.
Well,
No, I haven't watched 0 Hour Shutterwolf. I did want to watch it though. Basinger
okay.
Basinger.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Thoughts on
Guys, when I'm
Yes.
pronouncing actors and actresses, I'm terrible at them. You gotta understand that. Anyway, continue.
It's always fun to watch like films made today, trying to act like they were from a different time period, like the 70s.
Black Dynamite. Sorry, that's all I can
And
think of. But
like, if you see a film from that time period versus like a film made about that time period, it's always amazing how different they look.
oh yeah,
It's amazing, like the difference in camera angles, difference in photography, the difference in like what type of action they do.
mm-hmm.
It always is fascinating to see that,
Yeah.
because you know they were making films back then too.
Yeah, of course.
You could say something
And
similar about
they
like
didn't look like they do now.
Wolf of Wall Street, even.
Speaking
where it
of
was like
speaking of 70s movies, I actually saw the film Chinatown.
Nice.
Actually, yeah, I was really disappointed at the end, and I'm not going to spoil the ending for you because that's not what I do. But anyway, I was very disappointed at the end, and yeah, I didn't know 70s film that are made that take place in the 70s could be like this. So it's kind of interesting. But
Yep. Ever seen Marathon Man?
no, I haven't.
Another film from the 70s.
Oh, of course.
And it's a horror. It's horror / conspiracy / marathon. But
I threw that shit before
I came in the room. Sorry. Yeah. He said, you're done back on the Black Dynamite reference. I'm there. Sorry, Aaron. Go ahead.
that's it.
Drew it on the ground.
That reference I don't get quite as well. I've
What
seen
you
it,
think
but I don't
I'm
get it as well.
stupid? I'm not a part of the system. My dad's not a phone.
Duh.
What did I?
This is a public disclaimer from S.E.T. When it reaches 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we all lose our fucking minds and just devolve into memes and internet references. Thank you for understanding. We shall now continue with the show.
Yes.
It's peanut butter jelly. Sorry.
Okay, so Do you guys have anything to say?
No.
So you guys have nothing to say about the nice guys?
No, I'm good.
Yep,
Oh my
that's
god,
my piece.
I'm trying not to laugh here.
So you guys are done with the nice guys, right? You have nothing else to
Yep,
say?
yep.
Moving
It's
on.
time
Well,
for
the
a
nice
rant.
guys are nice.
Okay.
It's time for a rant.
Nice guys finished last, but
Oh, nice Green Day reference.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be there at the
man.
finish line.
When you're all down and games.
All right, let's get on with our last film.
Do we have to?
Wait.
Yeah.
Is it the very last film, or is it like
The last
like,
film that's coming soon to theaters.
It's a.
Oh, it's not
He's
in
gonna
theaters yet.
rant about it. He's angry.
Well, it's either time to literally groan and roll your eyes or become a 5-year-old and clap your paws because Rovio Entertainment has collaborated with Sony Pictures to make the Angry Birds movie, an upcoming 2016 American Finnish 3D computer animated action adventure comedy film based on the video game series of the same name. It is being directed by Clay Cadis and Fergal Riley in their directional debuts, produced by John Cohen, not from the Coen brothers people, and Catherine Winder, and written by John Vitti. More on him later. The film stars Jason Sudeikis, Josh Gad, Danny McBride, Maya Rudolph, Kate McKinnon, Sean Penn, Tony Hale, Keegan-Michael Key, Bill Hader, and Peter Dinklage. Based off the mobile... Yeah, that's a
That is
lot
like-
of comedians.
It's quite a lineup, but like
I know.
That's
for
a hell of a
movie like
lineup.
this.
Key and
I'm like,
Peele.
oh.
Jesus.
Based off the mobile video game that I'm sure everyone has played once in their lifetime, including me, before playing the infamous Flappy Bird. The movie takes us to an island populated entirely by happy flightless birds, or almost entirely. In the paradise, played by Jason Sudeikis, a bird with a temper problem. Speedy Chuck, played by Josh Gad in his first animated role since Frozen, playing Olaf, and the volatile Bomb, played by Danny
Of
McBride,
course.
have always
That-
been
I
outsiders.
just want to see just for that.
But when the island is visited by mysterious green pigs, it's up to these unlikely outcasts to figure out what the pigs are up to. We talked about this film briefly in our Zootopia review episode, but never went over. Now it's as good as time as. Before I start my I'm not going to see this movie attitude, I should mention also that this film is written by John Vitti, who worked on being a writer for The Simpsons. And I'm not just talking modern day Simpsons. I'm talking like The Simpsons written in the early 90s, where the comedy was really fresh, writing episodes like Bart Gets an F and Cape Fear with Sideshow Bob. Some of those episodes were really funny and heartwarming. So naturally, I so desperately want to like what this trailer is offering me, but I'm just so afraid that this film isn't going to be as funny as I think it is. At one paw, I shouldn't think so because they have genuine funny actors playing these characters.
Yeah.
But on the other paw, I hardly think this film is going to appeal to any adults out there unless they're dragged by their kids to watch.
Or unless they were playing this game in the middle of meetings and conference calls.
Pretty much, unless the film
Admissions.
Unless the film somehow becomes the next Lego movie, which I seriously doubt can do such a thing. Zach, your opinion's not warranted. But I guess the only thing we can do is wait until the film comes out and reviews are. Otherwise, if you have genuine intentions on seeing it, who am I to stop you? Either way, this film releases on May 20th as well. But know this, I don't think I'll be downloading Angry Birds on my phone anytime soon. Make no mistake about that.
I'm sure that hurts them so bad and their millions and millions of dollars in their wallets.
Yeah, they're crying their millions of dollars right
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, I don't have not much to say. I played the game once on a friend's phone and it wasn't my thing. And I know it's a big phenomenon. I see the plushies and stuff around. They're making a movie.
Shudder. What did you do?
But it's, I don't know. Angry Birds is something that never caught on to me.
Wait,
God.
what?
God damn it.
Yeah. Anyway, like I so desperately want to like this movie. Like I really want to like it, but it's just
My fear is that it's another video game adaptation movie, and those never work well unless they're called Resident Evil.
No,
The problem is that this just Here's the problem: they're adapting it off a video game. Now, it's not a traditional video game like on a console or PC. This is a video game off of as you mentioned, a cell phone. For God's sakes, I have played the games. I've played most of them. They are fun. They're very distracting, but they're very like ADD-ish because basically all the levels are very much the same. It have some serious concentration, but they always change like rapid fire like this. Honestly, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, this is what I think they're going to do. They have some key elements, at least from the trailers, of these games, which is the pigs take the eggs. They go away. Then you have red, yellow, blue, and Explodey. Go and try to get the eggs back. But all the other ones seem like nitwits, like any other comedic movie like this. Although I did like this scene for the eagle pissing in the Great Lake. But yeah, I don't have high hopes for this. Similar to like another certain film that we haven't gotten to yet, and I'm not going to mention it yet. But the problem is that I'm afraid it might fall in that category of video game movies just don't work. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is my humble opinion on it.
I can't think of one video game movie that actually has worked, and the only one I can think of is Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and even
that was a video game movie.
Exactly, it's a comic book. It has video game themes in it. It's just comic book.
Resident Evil. That thing has made so much money as a movie franchise.
Even though technically a lot of fans said the movie was piss poor.
Then why has it been making hundreds of millions of dollars?
Yeah.
To it.
I was gonna say it's like when you say a movie based off a video game, you mean a movie that's real life actors, not like CG based, right?
I didn't hear that last bit.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So when you're saying movies based off video games, you mean live action, correct?
No, and in general.
No, then really? I would disagree. Simply Final Fantasy Advent Children, which actually did very well.
Final Fantasy bombed at the office.
No, Advent Children, not Final Fantasy.
Okay, I did not see that one.
Yeah, Advent Children actually came out really well. But I will say, by and large, like I'm saying, well, here's this one counter to your otherwise like universal fact. Yeah, for the most part, you're right. That the shit doesn't work out. But occasionally, you get a few gems.
So at the same time, I don't know how much money. I do not know how much money they paid for these actors to be in it. It seems like a lot, but at the same time, it's like I really want to like this. I so desperately want to like this movie, and it's written by a very good person who wrote funny Simpsons episodes, and I mean legitimately funny. It's just I'm not getting that in this trailer, and that's what I either have to be swayed by countless of reviews or just I guess
by the way, Zach, to your counter of Final Fantasy, that never was released in theaters. That was direct to DVD.
That's true. That is a good point.
Yeah,
that's direct to DVD.
So yeah, in that sense, yes, you're right.
I think that was the same with the Bionicle movie. I would say it's a video game movie, but it's not based off video game. There just is also a video game.
Yeah, sort of like Scott.
But that was like straight to DVD.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
But anyway, I don't know what to think of this movie, but I want to see it, but at the same time, I'm really just
nervous.
I don't.
Because I've never seen a good one. I would love to see a very good adaptation, besides Resident Evil. Mm-hmm. Of a video game that is made into a movie and done correctly.
It hasn't been done yet, and I don't.
It has not been done yet. Spoiler alert, it has not been done yet.
We'll get to that when we get to that, but let's just keep it,
Right.
I know, but we are the preemptual selection right now.
Right.
Yeah, I know. So, let's move on to our coming attractions, which is basically, in hindsight, are the films that are currently being in pre-production, but are trying to get out as soon as possible. Our first film, Tulip Fever, it honestly looks like any other film I've seen. It really doesn't appeal to me all that much. I watched the trailer. I completely forgot what I watched from it, honestly. I'm sorry to say.
I did too, but I thought I sort of liked
Tulip
it,
Fever for you people who have a attention span beyond 24 hours, or memory of beyond 24 hours, was about a girl who was brought.
You're gonna,
into the care.
Zach. You're gonna have to jump off and jump back on. Your mic is going in and out.
All right, I'll do that for you. Once again, they can hear me, so I'll do that. But I'll do that while talking. So, Tulip Fever, interesting enough, is basically
Zach,
about...
I can't hear you. We cannot
Okay.
understand you.
All right, give me 1 second, guys.
Meow.
But...
Meow.
Meow.
You're ruining the
Meow.
magic.
Yes, I am. All right, we'll see what goes on. Better for now?
Yes.
All right. So
Much
Tulip
better.
Fever is about a woman who's brought into the care of an older gentleman that is a lot more successful and is being made to be his wife. Doesn't love him, loves a young artist.
Oh yeah, that's. I remember now.
That's the
that's
basic
the-
story. I will tell you that,
it's-
yeah, it's pretty...
I remember why I remembered it because it was the guy who's in the Metallica movie. Which, say what you will about it. Say what you will about it. It like metal fans and movie fans alike. I mean, I thought it was pretty awesome as like a concert thing, a concert like 3D thing experience. But as a movie, not so much. But it was still cool. Anyway,
Right.
back
Fair
to
enough.
the thing. Just.
Well, I'm trying to get is it quiet or is it loud? Because adjust doesn't mean a damn thing. Adjust means I'm fucking with electronics for no reason. That I'm basically pulling a Rocky at the end of Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Right. But yeah, I got nothing for this one. Maybe a plot needs to be addressed, and perhaps I'll go over it like when it gets to that point for coming soon to theaters. But other than that, I got nothing for this. Aaron.
I got nothing. I'll wait. I'll wait till
excited
the
for-
ultimate event.
The next one, which you did mention, I was like, how does this work? I actually
The next one
kind
is
of like it.
the next film is The Shallows.
Shallow.
This film, I believe it or not, I took a look at the trailer, and we finally have an actual plot trailer, and it seems interesting enough. And to be honest, I actually want to see this film. I don't care if it's ripping off of every other great white shark movie, Jaws, but at the same
course
time,
not.
it's like I want to see this film.
Of course it does.
Well,
But I mean, but still, I mean, I like the idea that it's like, it's not like, oh shit, what do I do? What was me? Panic, panic. It's like, in the trailer,
Doing
she's
something
like,
about it, yeah.
calculating his time, like that he takes to swim around the
Right.
island. Oh, can I make it to this buoy or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
what do you think, Aaron, about The Shallows?
And after you described it, it's just like it just reminded me of one of the reasons why I was so concerned about coming out. Because some women are treated like second-class citizens in the world.
Yes, that is true. Okay.
Yeah,
It's like
some
it's
way.
very demoralizing to see that, and just like it's a reality that I'm going to be facing within about a year's time whenever I start going full time, and I know that it's going to be something real that's going to be happening with me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, I
of
can
course,
understand
like,
that.
it's going to be a different lifestyle, different circumstances.
It will be too,
It's not
because
the,
by
like-
that point,
Oh, yeah.
more so because it's not like you're like it's a transition. It's not like you started from.
True, but more importantly,
it's
I
like-
like to imagine that by that time, especially now, society's gotten a little bit better. There are backwards parts of the U.S. There's always going to be backwards parts
North
of everywhere in the
Carolina?
world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not naming names, but yeah.
What do you think about this film, Zach? Because personally, when I look at it, I don't see Jaws. I don't like
every movie,
maybe.
every generation needs their own something that's been done each time. Since Jaws,
There's
every
much-
generation.
there's
has-
much-
Jaws
much
is
less,
a classic.
suspense.
It's a classic.
Since
Jaws
Speaking-
Jaws was a lot more suspense
actual
than
bit of
actual
trivia.
action.
Did you know that the book of Jaws has a lot of sex in it? A lot of sex. I'm not even kidding.
Why am
Like,
I not surprised?
Yeah. And the,
Those
It's,
are
well, it's
the
basically a
best
horror
Jaws
movie, and
film.
horror movies always have a lot of sex scenes. So.
Yes.
Jaws
Well,
is
yes,
not
because
a
they
horror
know they're
movie.
going to die.
Well,
Yes,
Jaws
it
is
is.
not a horror movie.
Yes,
it's
it
a
is.
thriller movie.
It's a horror
thriller
film.
It's a
movie.
horror
It's a-
thriller. It's the
There,
same
It's
thing.
a horror-
they can be interchangeable.
If there's
at times.
anything with fear and blood, like fear and death, it's automatically under
Fear
horror.
drives the plot of Jaws. It's a horror film. But
It's
one
thriller.
note something very interesting about Jaws is that the shark was actually supposed to be more prominent. The problem was that the Damer box didn't work, which
Yeah, I
actually
remember.
helped out in the end because he draws.
Not only that, but it was over budget.
Yes, it was. And people didn't think it was going to do very well, especially being released in the summer. But it actually did really damn well. And
Oh,
made
and
a
it
career
didn't.
for
And they
someone.
were over budget, and they were under a loan, but it didn't matter because they made so much goddamn money.
They did make, and that's why there's like 3 sequels.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All are terrible.
Yes, they are. They are.
But anyway,
We
I
can
guess
say
we
that
can move.
all night long.
I guess we can move on to our. Is that an actual song, Kruz?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it
And
is.
Here's the thing.
That is-
Oh my god.
Now, take it with a grain of salt.
No,
It is
no,
not-
no. We cannot talk about this.
Hey, it is not like just like fuck you in your face kind of mocking religion. It's more like they take it so seriously that it's like it's funny, but it's all like yeah.
Overly serious satire. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway.
Oh, I love it when people try to like play up the serious
Let's-
role in a comedy.
I think you're going
Let's
to
move on
ignore
to
this
our next-
particular problem until it swims
Let's
up
move on
onto
to
you in
our.
the
Let's
arse.
move on to our next. Yeah, let's move on to our next coming attraction. Our next coming attraction is Batman: The Killing. It's rated R. It's based off the comic book. This looks interesting.
Is this like the movie or the
I know
series?
Zach really wants to see it.
I want to see it because it comes off, from the comic, and it has this. For any of you who've read the comics, you know why. For those of you that don't, watch it. There are twists and turns that you wouldn't expect from the
Like
Batman
what?
series, and it's gonna hurt in all the right ways.
Have you seen Christopher Nolan's Batman?
Yeah, of course.
Why? Yeah, why?
Yes, that has some serious twists in it.
This beats them.
Damn, that's a bold statement.
That's an honest
Uh,
statement.
Dude,
Sharknado.
Aaron, if
Fucking
you
shark.
have you ever
Fucking
watched
Sharknado.
Batman the animated series at all?
When I was
Oh,
a
man,
kid,
that was my shit.
like when I was a kid, maybe like when I was 9 or 10.
Yeah, well, the stories are very, very adult. I'm not even kidding.
No, nothing
They
compared
weren't
to this.
that
Yeah.
They're like, honestly, seriously, like if you guys want to see some hardcore Batman, because for people who actually like have read the older comics of most of these series, the themes got dark. Like people
Oh,
say,
they did.
"Oh, no," because you're going by the cartoons. Like, oh, that's art. No.
Well, the
that is-
cartoon is really dark too.
No, it is nothing compared to
the
this.
first Batman
it's
I ever
nothing
saw
compared,
was-
but it
yeah.
does have dark elements.
But
in
that's the thing. If you want to see like what these comics were really like in an animated film, assuming it does it justice, this is a plot line nothing was willing to touch because it got that heavy until now.
Wow. A film that I saw that was like, I saw the original Batmans from the 60s. Those were
Adam West. Sorry.
it. Adam
Yes,
West.
they were so comical.
Oh my
compared to,
god,
like,
yeah,
today's
they were
standards.
a great joke.
But just
It
to
was.
let you know, Joker played by Mark Hamill is still
Yeah, I agree. He's still my favorite Joker.
absolutely.
I did not know he played that.
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
He
I'm
played,
really-
he played Joker in the animated series. He played Joker in the Arkham games. He's the best. He's hands down the absolute best Joker
The classic.
ever.
I know it's
That better than Heath Ledger?
animated
Absolutely.
series Joker.
Absolutely.
That's a bold statement.
I really.
Hey,
love
it's Mark Hamill, the guy who played Luke Skywalker.
I
mean,
know
I
who Mark
really
Hamill
love
is,
Heath
damn
Ledger
it.
Joker, though. I mean,
I'm sorry, hold on for a
it's
second.
just so
Kruz.
savage.
Cruz, one more
Huh?
time repeat that because I had them talking back and forth. So what was that?
Are they? I mean, I feel like I like both. I mean, the more that when I think of Joker, I think of like the old, we're just saying Mark Hamill kind of Joker, but like
Right.
I like the adaptation of Heath Ledger's Joker, making him more of a menacing guy.
I think it comes with first come first serve. I grew up with Mark Hamill. It's what I know. It's what I liked, and I think to this day he does a great job. I won't deny that. But if I saw Heath Ledger's Joker first, I would hands down prefer Heath Ledger's. It is
Yeah.
dark and twisted and
oh yeah.
not
Oh,
not
it's
at all.
I'm not
twisted.
saying Heath Ledger is a terrible Joker because he is pretty damn good. But I just think for nostalgia-wise, I think Mark Hamill
Yeah, he's not
is,
the classic.
is a very good Joker. He's
Right.
the classic.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've seen the animated Batmans.
Nowadays it's a animation marvel these days.
I see what you're saying there.
As I said, the ones I saw were like 20 years ago.
Oh, they've gotten they are absolutely fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah.
Man.
Cody, Shutter. I know Jack Nicholson, but
Jack Nicholson did a Joker, yes.
yeah, I know they did a really good Joker, but
I see there's corn in the chat.
Mark
Come
Hamill
on,
is just
man.
really fantastic. I mean, you can't.
You
Oh
can't.
my gosh, someone just sent me a picture of what's
Corn?
going on. No.
Don't encourage them.
Yeah.
And now begin.
Oh, God.
I did not mean to cut out. Do you want me to join out and jump back in?
I didn't hear you cut out, but go ahead and give it a shot.
Yeah, I'll do that. I kind of think Mark Hamill does a really good job as Joker. But anyway,
Yep. See you in a sec.
So how's it going?
It's going. Welcome
joining
back.
back in.
Yay.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
That was fast. Welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Just
You're
had to do
welcome.
something. Anyway, let's move on to our next coming attraction. Fathers and Daughters. I actually really want to see this movie because it's directed by Gabriele Mucciano, who directed The Pursuit of Happiness. I actually really like The Pursuit of Happiness. I'm not.
That's not a bad film.
No, it isn't. It's actually really good. I relate to it on so many different levels. You have no idea.
I don't remember it. I mean, I think I saw it when I was younger, but I don't remember it at all. Anything about it. So.
Starring Will Smith and Jaden Smith.
I saw bits and pieces. I didn't see the whole thing.
Oh, well.
But I mean, as for this movie, I don't know. It looks good. I actually like the story behind it. It seems like it's going to be a kind of cool movie. It's going to be a bit of a.
It sounds like it looks like a tearjerker.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
It's like one of those films where you have two broken people trying to.
I cried in.
Figure out life.
Ha, boy,
Like,
do I know that story? Anyway.
Don't we all? Don't
Yeah,
we
of
all?
By the way, we're dead at
all know-
booze. I'll be right back.
That's because
I was kind of confused in the trailer. Like, I'm wondering, like, because I thought the award ceremony, like, is his daughter like with him during that?
this
or
is the
like-
director who also directed
leave?
7 Pounds as well.
I have no idea,
Oh,
Kruz.
that's
kinda like-
why. So it is a tearjerker
That's
for
kinda
sure.
confusing.
Yeah, it is. But Gabriele
No
Mucciano,
doubt a tearjerker.
he's a very good director, though.
Do you
I
want
mean-
some? You know
I
what?
mean,
I look like a
At least
guy
I
with a
think.
plan.
Ooh. But yeah, I want to see it. It does look interesting, at least. But
Yeah.
it's just
It looks like a sad film.
it does. But
But you know what? It's formulaic, so
Yeah.
that means that unless it's Stephen King directing this thing, it means it's going to have a happy ending.
probably.
Hopefully.
And you are
Children of the
familiar
Corn.
with this, right?
Say what?
Here's the thing.
Children of the Corn. Which is also a great song
I want to just
It's also a great
groan
by
every time someone
Korn,
mentions corn.
nonetheless.
Huh.
Every time someone mentions corn now, all I'm going to think of is a corn on the cob with a little scarf on it.
Yeah, that's his
That
also
will
count.
be that.
I'm gonna
will
be at BLFC this coming week, and Shutter. I
Let's-
know Shutter.
Good luck.
People are gonna give me corn on the cob.
It's like
Yes.
Hey, Garfy, now you
Fucking-
understand what's
let's
like
make
for
that our
me
podcast
when
logo.
people go,
I am
hey,
down for that.
nice bananas.
I bet Esto's like, please, someone give him like 3 corn on the cobs, please. I want it to be a thing for like the rest of the year. The rest of the
Yes,
year.
I do.
The
damn
rest
it.
of
Because here's the thing. Because people have been giving me grief about like saying, "Oh, nice bananas," and I'm like,
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
This is like
So
his revenge
now
on
he
you, Scarfy.
understands-
I wouldn't
He
really
got
call that
those
revenge.
visions. Oh,
I wouldn't really
yes,
call
I
it revenge.
do.
Hold on. I wouldn't really call that revenge, considering that only a dozen people know. It's not like hundreds of thousands of people know.
They will know.
Well, this is right. It spreads like wildfire. I was at TFF for God's sakes. Everyone's like, "Hey, nice bananas."
Ah,
God damn it!
God damn it, editor!
you could say it spreads like a burning cornfield.
I've been to the UK for God's sakes. And people have gone, nice bananas. Okay, you don't get much further away than that. So
You will
now
find
you get a
memes
taste of what it
in
feels
all corners of the earth.
Well,
I
I don't
there.
really, I don't really feel any different. But thank you.
Fair enough.
I'll give
And,
you some butter.
I think I'll be fine. But thanks.
Cody can supply the butter.
Do it.
Oh, Mer.
Oh,
But anyway, I guess our last coming attraction, Deadpool, will also be released on DVD on May 10th.
Oh my god.
Now, if only
Yes.
we can. Now,
Yes.
if only we can get it on Laserdisc and VHS, promised, which we probably won't.
I'll make a copy of VHS for you.
No, please do not do that.
That's
I'll send you a copy.
illegal, you know.
Well, now if I give it a disc with it.
I mean,
I-
there you go.
What?
See, I cover my bound.
Ha!
I love the fucking commercial. It's like, if you have an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, you're welcome.
Yes, I remember that. It's like for a what you would call it, a adaptation of a comic book. Wow!
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize I didn't realize Disney would go that far.
Yeah, I know, right?
Wait, I don't wait. Was this film produced by Disney?
I don't
No,
think
it was
so,
Fox.
but they
I don't
do
think
own
so.
the rights to
It was
it.
Fox.
Yeah,
so-
they do.
Yeah,
They
they
do
do,
own
but
the rights to
I don't
Deadpool.
think they wanted to breathe on that film.
So
As
how
much
did the film get made? But
Well,
owned by Disney?
probably by Touchstone, because Touchstone is owned by Disney, but I
They
don't know.
are owned by Disney.
That's
Yes.
true.
So, yeah.
That's probably it.
So probably by Touchstone, I think. But my favorite quote, from Deadpool, and I quote: "If I ever decide to become a crime-fighting shit swizzler who rooms with a bunch of other little whiners at Neverland Mansion with some creepy old bald Heaven's Gate-looking motherfucker, on that day, I'll send your shiny happy ass a friend request." And I was laughing so hard.
God. One of my
That
favorite.
sounds so much like MJ.
God. I have some good quotes. Like the one, which is me in a nutshell, where it's like he shoots the guy a few extra times. Stupid. Worth it. It's one,
That's awesome.
which was savage. It was fucking. It's like, you better hope they killed every nerve in your body, because I'm gonna go looking.
A fourth wall joke within a fourth wall joke, that's like 16 walls.
Is 4 squared is 16.
I know.
I'm nerding too much.
Yeah, that's what happens here.
Yeah, but why don't we move on to what everyone's been waiting for?
Sure, sure.
What's that?
The
Ratchet and
movie
Corn.
attraction, the real movie
Yes.
review attraction.
Which? Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
That one.
my! All right.
I'm so
Indubitably.
sad now.
Just read. We'll get to the sadness later, okay?
Oh, read. Oh, so you thought that was me? Okay. So, without further ado, this is the movie review portion. So we will be talking about Scarfy.
Ratchet and Clank.
There you go. For those of you who've seen the movie, for those of you who have seen the movie and haven't played the game, not seen the movie, I don't know. We're going to give you a little bit of exposition for this. So I was going to start off with the bit about the game. The original Ratchet and Clank game came out in November of 2002 for PS2. In it, Supreme Executive Chairman direct plans to take pieces from other planets across the Solana Galaxy, I always like alliteration, to create a new planet for his people known as the Blarg, who have made their own planet uninhabitable due to the massive amount of pollution created. In enter our heroes. Clank is a robot that was meant to help aid the Executive Chairman Drek's global domination goals. Well, not global, sorry, universal, whatever you want to call it. Global creation, really. But due to a malfunction, he becomes self-aware and flees from Drek's facilities to warn the Galactic Rangers of the attack. He eventually crash lands and is discovered by Ratchet, a Lombax, to whom he recounts the evil plan, and the two decide to seek out the help of legendary superhero Captain Quark. After finding him, he agrees to train them to better aid them on their mission. but he also has other plans for them. Through adversity, twists, turns, and wild plans, they must utilize all they've learned to defeat Chairman Drek and his Blarg army. Trying to
But
leave out
that's not the
spoilers.
only.
Sorry, go
But
ahead.
that's not the only story we heard of the Lombax and his robotic friend. With every game that had come out, the game's story, gameplay, and characters were becoming more fleshed out with every sequel and became one of the highest-grossing franchises that Sony continues to make. Fast forward to 14 years later, Insomniac Games thought it was a great idea to try and make their own movie regarding the franchise. As you can tell, fans of the games I'm pretty sure were hyped, but it was the furry community more so hyped in my James Stevenson of Insomniac Games, who was the community lead in the PlayStation blog, wrote, "One of the biggest questions we've gotten in the last few years is, when are you going to make a Ratchet & Clank movie? The truth is, we've wanted to do a movie for a long time. Ratchet & Clank's action, humor, and galaxy-spanning adventures have really been the basis for a fantastic game series, and we think it would translate perfectly to the big screen. So, naturally, we all bought our tickets, sat down, and the plot, well, it's roughly about the same with the twist at the end, which I won't give away. And I suppose let's talk about the one question, how is the movie, and was it anything that you liked in it?" And mediocre. Absolutely mediocre.
Yeah. So I can't say any spoilers?
You can talk about the basis of the plot as long as you're not spoiling the end. But
Yes,
good-
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet because broke.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, basically, if you've ever played the 3 games from the PlayStation 2, you already know everything.
Right.
So if you've played the first 3 Ratchet and Clanks, you already know the plot of this film.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I think they did. I think they stayed way too safe with this game, with this movie. They changed some details in it from the games that, for people like me, drove me up the wall because I know what these plots were,
Right.
and it's like, motherfucker. But I will give them credit. They did pay a little bit of homage to Naughty Dog.
Yes.
There was an console in it.
Yes, that was great.
They also paid homage to the PlayStation 1, as you can tell.
Yep.
With the
What?
startup sound.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
That was
And
awesome.
If you look carefully into the background scenes, they were showing actual Ratchet and Clank games.
Yep.
Like the actual video gameplay of those games.
They also use the X, square, triangle, circle symbols as some of the startup screens.
Yeah, that was really
Yes.
awesome. So what do I think about this film? Mediocre, sadly.
Mediocre.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. There's nothing that made me bang my head against the wall for me because I haven't played the game myself, but at the same time, like, I went into this theater and there was like no one in this theater.
Same here.
Yep.
Same here. I felt like a jackass for going. I'm like, wait a minute, where is everybody? I was the only. I was like one other person in the theater. So I was like the only jackass in there thinking, this isn't boding well. And do you know what really did bode well? Sony Pictures did not release this film.
Oh yeah.
You would think this would have been perfect for them because one of their video games, let's put it with Sony Pictures. Nope, not JPEG. They didn't. They didn't want to touch it. In fact, Insomniac didn't want to do it either because they didn't actually make the fucking film.
Mm-hmm.
They outsourced it. Outsourced the film.
I'm looking on.
Seriously?
Yeah, like, that's just really depressing. And by the
It
way,
just looked like PlayStation 3 graphics up there too.
I am currently looking at the gross revenue of Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
It's budgeted at $20 million. It made $7 million of that back.
Yep.
And remember, there's an advertising budget too.
Honestly,
Yeah,
They played it way too safe, and they screwed up the plot lines. They really wanted to make it a good film. They shouldn't have stayed safe. They should have gone off the rails like they always do in those games.
Mm-hmm.
And made a completely different villain, completely different task. And do you know what the other problem is? That they should have made this movie like 5 years ago.
Yes.
They should have made it now. Because the thing is that the original series was released back in 2003. I think I mentioned this a little bit last time I was on this thing. But the issue is that they waited way too long to release this film. And the plot line they're talking about now is not relevant to the plot line they did in PlayStation 3, which was origin story of Ratchet, which would have probably been a better thing to do, instead of having to like restart the entire series from scratch. They should have like followed up and started like, all right, what about an origin story for Ratchet or something? Instead, they changed tiny little details from Ratchet 1 about how Ratchet met Clank, because it was completely different. Because Ratchet didn't work for some garage. He was all by himself. And Clank just, fell down one day, and he still had to find Galactic Rangers, but he did not know about, but he didn't know who they were at the time, because he was just made in the factory for Chairman Drek.
And you want to know something that really pissed me off? In this plot, he just magically comes out of nowhere because of a bolt of lightning. Just a bolt of lightning. That's all you need. I was like,
make a robot.
I don't know.
Bolt
Like,
of lightning, make
yes.
robot.
For that, I'm not as upset.
I see.
Okay.
But okay. Here's the thing. In the original one, the computer itself decided to make Clank. And then, because remember, in the original games, Clank actually went to the mommy computer, Happy Mother's Day, and actually was able to get information about what was actually going on. Yes.
Fair enough.
Like, talk to the mommy computer. I did like the fact to put a rhino in, but seriously?
Yeah,
really?
It is kind of sad. You know, I'm
Galvatron, no.
You know,
like the whole idea of like, how does he carry all weapons? Oh, they just magically appear. If they did that, then they would be always full. God damn it!
The highest grossing video game adaptation is Lara Croft Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie, and that's just money wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to say about that. I wasn't a huge fan of it.
Yeah, Renegade Brew was supposed to say some things regarding this film because I'm pretty sure he was disappointed in it as well.
Yeah.
But
I was very disappointed. I went in not having that high expectations, and luckily they weren't met.
Well, what do you expect? I mean, it's a video game movie based off a video game, and those don't turn out to be so well. I have not seen a film
Angry
that has...
Birds, like Tomb Raider.
Well, Angry Birds actually hasn't come out yet, so we'll see what happens there. But anyway,
the only video game thing I've ever seen do well is Resident Evil. It's the only one that the formulas worked for. Only one out of all these plethora of them.
Yep. No, I agree with Shiny actually, but I'm just letting them have their moment.
Wait. You liked Ratchet and Clank?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Okay, it wasn't bad, but the problem is that it fell flat. To me, it felt like it fell flat on its face.
I think the one thing is, I agree with you saying it released too late. It was the way it was stationed was to entertain people that were what Ratchet and Clank was geared to. Teenagers or younger. Like
wow!
Teens.
Yes, it was.
So Focus Features,
it really was.
So Focus Features had the distributing rights on Ratchet and Clank, believe it or not.
That has nothing to do with anything. But the one thing that's interesting is that it's, like you said, it's geared for 13 years or younger. So we watch it now, and we're much older. We have this idea of the game and things we want to see done. We are capable of expecting higher plot points, higher, more complex stories, crazier shit, things that could be done. And that wasn't who they thought the audience was for. They're still marketing the same 14-years-olds, which isn't bad. It just wasn't going to work. But really, to me, and another thing I noticed you and Scarf mentioned, you saw it in the theater by yourselves. Shiny Luna and I went to see it. Theater to ourselves. If I was sitting in a theater by myself watching a movie, I'd feel kind of shitty. I'd feel like I've been gypped. Since I was there with two people I liked and we could just sort of like enjoy it and talk about it and be obnoxious, it was a great fucking time. So
to be honest, Shudder. Yeah. Well, to be honest, I do envy Shudder because he was able to see Zootopia all to himself, and I still wanted to see it all by myself, and I never got the chance to. So Shudder, I will have to say, you're a lucky son of a bitch. But at the same time,
you won't give up and you won't give in.
And Shiny makes a good point. Also, we're spoiled now. We saw Zootopia. I mean, nothing's gonna measure up to that for a good long time.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I wasn't even measuring it up to Zootopia. I was just looking at it from the film's point of view itself. I mean, it did drive me up the wall. They changed key plot points. It would have been better if this was a completely different plot released, or they released this film like back in the mid-2000s.
Yeah.
Because that's when this would have been better. Like,
I agree
after Ratchet Clank 3, that's when they should have made this thing.
I agree more with you about releasing in the early 2000s than changing the points, because you know that you just piss off the other side of the fence. If you fucking change everything, it's like, this is nothing like the original, blah, 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 and then fans would shit their pants about it. So
Well, they did change enough of it that I was like, "What are you doing?" So, I mean, trust me, I was a little bit angered because it's like they changed key plot points. Chairman Drek doesn't die because the planet gets cut in half. He gets died at the hands of the Rhino in front. Well, not the Rhino, but by Ratchet and Clank. He gets killed by them. I mean, yes, he does die. He does. Well, spoiler.
Yeah.
But I mean, the point is that they kill him off completely differently. And it's like these tiny little plot points may seem like insignificant, but it's like enough for me to go, what are you doing? You keep the plot, but you change key points in it.
Right.
I feel like they played way too safe in this thing, and
I
think
do
it
agree.
could have gone somewhere else with the film.
I think the thing that I want to say something real quick.
Sure.
I saw this movie and I saw it by myself, and there's only one other film that I have seen it, and that was Project Almanac. It was a all right film, but I'm getting off topic. I went to go see the film. And believe it or not, I had to ask the manager to stretch the screens because he thought that there wasn't anyone in that movie theater.
Wow.
So that was the thing.
Yeah.
When you
that's
saw
the thing.
Ratchet and
The
Clank,
film
you had to do
bombed. It unfortunately.
I believe it or not, at least it wasn't a oh god, this movie hurts, make it stop film.
It did suck that badly. Now for you guys that you saw it, all right? So
Yeah,
here's a
I
question.
saw it. Kruz
Was there any particular moment in the movie where it's just like, God damn it, I just want to pick up a controller and start playing?
Yeah.
I feel like it was a massive cutscene that didn't end. That's the thing. Because the graphics are close enough to the gameplay level graphics that you're thinking, oh, this is video game. But it's not a video game.
True. I never actually, I'll be honest, I never played the Ratchet and Clank games. Shiny did, but I didn't, so I didn't have
They're
the same feeling.
fun.
I'm told they're great.
Okay, when I was in high school, I used to actually turn my projector on, point to the ceiling, and play in bed looking straight up. It was so much. Okay, all right. Truth be told, I did build a projector myself, but that's the point.
That impresses
Anyways.
me. It just doesn't surprise me.
Of course.
But no, it's fun because I could play those games,
Uh-huh.
and it brought back memories of me when I played those games and imagine myself as linebacker. But it was a lot of fun to play those. I mean, for a nostalgia tripping sense, it was good, but I mean, I don't want to see it for nostalgia tripping. I want to see something that's really exciting and engaging, something they could not do in a video game. Everything they did in that movie, you could easily do as a video game.
Right.
Of
I
course.
see that.
So I would rather see a situation that you couldn't do as a video game.
That's fair.
But yeah,
I do like the fact they kept it animated because they actually tried the realistic route. I would never have seen the damn.
Oh God, no.
Although
Yeah, God, no.
certain linebackers I know might have liked it that way. I don't know. Are there any linebackers in the channel? I don't even know.
do you know Corinth?
I don't think so.
Karen
might?
the Lombax.
I know the person. I don't really talk to him though.
Okay.
I know there's a linebacker that lives near me down in Rhode Island. And he has a wicked sweet suit.
Ugh, I hate My Gym Partner's a Monkey. That movie
What?
freaking sucked. I'm sorry.
You're getting
What?
booked to the island right now.
Yeah, no, you've won the lottery to go to the island.
Oh, I saw that movie, The Island. That movie
I
is
have seen
insane.
that film. Yes, you have been chosen for the island. Yes, the island. Yes, you're all cloned. You're all going to die.
My favorite quote, Island, and I forgot. It was from Steve Buscemi. The show is still going on. Ren, yeah, the show.
Can you come back?
Come back.
Oh dear.
Please. I'm dying.
Yeah, we're but anyway, what was I gonna say? I think my favorite quote from the island was forgot what the quote was. I'm trying to. I'm coming. Like, hold on.
I can
Stop
love my island.
masturbating during the stream.
I knew you were gonna point that out.
No.
You can't make those sound effects and then just say that.
Okay. Stop touching your corn, Scarfy.
Oh my god.
God.
No shucking on the podcast.
I can't find the. I want to get the quote, and it's on, but I have to go to IMDb to it.
Okay, while you do that, we'll keep dissecting Ratchet and Clank.
Okay, you do that.
I don't have much more. Like, if you have more, go for it. I don't have much more to really rant about it.
Okay, I do like how they pay homage to like in the film.
To pay homage
You
to
saw the
what? I
reference.
missed that.
Did you see the Naughty Dog reference?
Yes.
I did.
I'm asking Zach.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the little Otzel.
Mhm.
Yes, that was cute. I was waiting for a reference from Naughty. I did like how they tried to change the origin story in this one a bit. I mean, you could tell that Ratchet's trying to be better than he is, but I also don't think that it was a good idea to change the origin story that much, where he already has distrust for Captain Quark before he's actually part of the Galactic Rangers, versus like in the first game, there's a plot twist where Captain Quark's actually working for Chairman
Right.
Drake. They give it away in like the second cutscene of the game,
Right.
but but in the movie they actually, you see how he gets twisted into
Right.
working for them.
Oh yeah.
But it's like in the game, he was already working for them.
He's coming back. He's back.
Who's back?
Well,
Guess who's back?
but one thing, sorry, I just
Sunshine?
want to point out I just want to point this out for anybody who is coming here for the reason of hearing Renegade Kangaroo's review on this. Cody just texted him and he got the review back. It's Renegade Kangaroo says, and I quote, "It sucked." So there you go. You have Renegade's review of Ratchet and Clank. So back to what you were saying, Aaron.
Yeah.
Renegade, but wait, Renegade.
There we go. Can you guys hear me?
There you go.
Yeah.
He is
Hey,
back.
Renegade.
There we
welcome
go.
back.
I was able to
I
hop on the tail end. How's it going, guys?
Good. Would you
It's
like to
going good.
elaborate
I
on
could-
the
I
It
could
Sucked?
rip the shit out of the game. Could you please tell me if I was right and how?
Well, let's see. What was you guys' general consensus on that?
Well, let's see. We all went to a movie theater where there was no, and we all saw the film and we all thought it was mediocre.
And you know what? That is my consensus as well. You know what? I was able to take my little cousin to go see it, so that was my excuse to go check it out. The thing about it is he enjoyed it tremendously. Me, on the other hand, as somebody who's a fan of the series from a long time, it was a little bit of a disappointment to say the least.
Yes, it was.
I kind of felt like it was. Well, he's 5 years old, and I kind of felt like that was what it was aimed for.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm not knocking the animation. I'm not knocking the animation at all. The animation was done
The animation
tremendously
was
well. I
really
was
good.
super
It was.
impressed.
Absolutely. It looked like an actual PS3 or 4 system that was playing it.
It's just the movie was very, very disappointing. And then we have the Angry Birds, and I'm not even sure.
Scarfy, you're cutting in and out again, just as a warning.
Hold on. Let me.
There's an Angry Birds movie coming out too. But the thing is about that movie is that
Wait, there's a game?
I'm sorry.
I love the
Actually,
game.
Ratchet and Clank
though.
had a game based on the movie, based on the games. So it's
Yeah.
like Preston's based on
Brain
the.
explodes. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Everyone ever
I
heard of-
loved Angry Birds for a while. I played like the original. What was it? Fucking
Okay.
the
There is this-
holiday version, the space one, the Rio, which I never even saw the movie, but still.
Oh,
Oh my god.
But yeah. So,
And therein lies a problem, though. I kind of felt like it was a big, long cut screen. A cut scene
Thank
anyway.
you.
That's
Thank
what
you.
it felt like exactly. And the whole point of the game is using the weapons, and being immersed into the world. But when you kind of take the player out of it and just watch a movie, it becomes pretty mundane, though. It became kind of repetitive, and it didn't really build up to the end of the movie. I mean, that's
felt
where
like you
I
could-
started kind of getting into it.
No, go for it. Scarfy, we can hear you. You're back.
Yeah, that's when I felt like I kind of started getting into it during the climax of the movie. It was kind of a little too late, you know. It was, and I became
feel
bored
like-
at that time. You know, I became
I
the
was
reason why I
stupidly
was bored
bored.
is because I couldn't play. Yeah, I couldn't play the game.
Exactly. It felt like
So
a
if I
video
wanted to
game.
watch a long cutscene, I could have just pieced together YouTube videos. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
a massive cutscene.
I feel like I feel like you could have said that in an Australian accent, but I'm not gonna ask you to bring it out.
It was just like,
Well, I like to talk in an Australian accent, mate. So I would like to see it on YouTube.
There you
That
go.
was my favorite part of the game. So you know,
just cut.
no, I mean
Just
that's
one long cutscene.
again.
Okay.
At the risk of getting all of our Australian listeners mad,
Okay.
you know,
Okay. Renegade.
Just
I need to
kidding. We
get-
love
I
you,
need to
Australia.
wait-
Renegade, you are the best.
Swear to
You
God.
are the best American kangaroo we ever had.
Do I-
you know what?
Renegade,
Born and raised in the USA, but I don't forget where my heritage is from. You know.
I want to get
How?
Renegade Brew and Sidenko in the same room together, so they could talk in Australian, and I'll just back
Talk in
away and
Australian.
record the whole thing.
You treat that
Yes,
like
because
it's
it'd be
language.
amazing. I do know it's English. Yes, I do know that, but they've.
I know, but you do realize that that Sonny Dingo speaks authentic Australian. So
He's from Brisbane, right? Or is he from
Yeah.
Sydney?
I am not going to say
well, he's gonna
anything.
he's gonna call out all my
He probably
faults
will.
with my horrible Australian
Probably
accent.
will.
Probably will tear you a
I'm
new
looking,
one.
I'm looking at it right now. He's from
He's
Actually-
on walkabout.
yeah, he doesn't.
I am not going to. Okay, here's the thing, because I actually met him a lot online, but I actually met him in person. We talked.
Oh,
I
I met him in person at FC. He was amazing. He was so cool.
Yes, but the thing is that I got to know him extremely well at TFF this past year, and there's things that I just can't say about him. But all I can say is that he's very good.
What do you mean there are
He's
things you can't
very
say about him?
good.
Why is there things you can't say about him
Is he-
exactly?
Because
You
I've been
tell us-
told to not say a damn word
I was gonna
about
say,
it.
Scarfy, if you could tell us that, then he
Oh,
wouldn't
okay.
be able. Then he'd be able to tell us the things.
If I told you, I'd have to kill you,
Perfect.
basically.
All right. Well, I
But
mean,
I
like,
just think it'd be perfect for Renegade Rue and Sunny Dingo to be in the same room talking with an Australian accent, because I think it would be hilarious if a dingo and a kangaroo talk. I mean, when does that normally happen? Sorry, I'm fangirling.
You know, usually when that happens in the wild, it's not a good thing.
No, it
I
doesn't
know,
end well.
but
we were taught at a young age to keep away from them, but
I-
we're
I'm
all
just glad-
brothers
I
anyway,
am just
right?
glad you're not. I'm just glad you're not related to that kangaroo from Kangaroo Jack. Oh God.
Chicken.
oh
blood.
god,
Chicken
You know, it's
Oh, God.
sadly,
blood.
sadly, that is my father, and
Oh.
you know, I escaped to the United States at a young age to get away from that.
Yep, that's
You know what? I kind of carried his legacy on a little bit more. You know, I have the hoodie thing going on. You know, it's not red because I want
I'm
to
gonna
deviate
knock
from
you
it,
out.
but I can't escape my past. You know, and it's unfortunate. But,
well, we're glad that you've grown
you
so
know.
much as a person that you can admit to it, and you know that
But,
you're
yeah.
you're in a safe place. You
it
can
took
talk to
many
us
years.
here.
It took many years.
Mhm.
It is, and speaking of which, there was a vote on Twitter the other day about what is quintessential Renegade Brew, and I think it was jokes, being a brew, and then being a literal
Jokes?
kangaroo in real life.
Yeah.
Like jokes in an Australian accent. Jokes.
Yes, yes. And do you know what item one?
What?
It was, I
Kangaroo in
believe, it
real
was
life.
yeah, in real life. That meant a lot to me. I'm so, and then you know, I screwed it up by posting a picture of myself yesterday, which
Hmm.
I'd love to keep the facade on, but you know, just imagine me as real as you can get.
That's
Without
basically
Sounds
my
good.
character is the same thing. It's basically a kitchenette that speak English.
Mhm.
I will say, you know what? We were talking about Ratchet and Clank earlier, and you know what really bugs me
What?
The same director who's directing Ratchet and Clank is also going to be directing the Sly Cooper movie, and God knows what will happen.
Ooh, yeah.
You know,
May Lord
just
have
real
mercy
quick,
on
if I
your
can,
soul.
if I can interject real quick on that. Okay, the thing that really, I don't even want to see the Sly Cooper movie for the sole reason that they got rid of the original voice actor.
Exactly.
He's such a cool
Oh.
guy. He is such a cool guy. I don't know if
He
you guys have ever
was.
seen his YouTube video. He posts, he's such a cool
He has,
guy.
he has his own
A
podcast.
family dude. He's chill. He has his own cast, and he's a chill dude. He's a family guy. He's down to earth. He loves his fans, and he was really hurt, genuinely, that they didn't ask him to go on board. They got all the other voice actors together except for him. And I kind of felt the same with the Metal Gear Solid series with David Hayter, where they replaced him with Kiefer Sutherland, which to me, David Hayter is my idol. He's who I've always wanted to be like. But it kind of hurt that Sly Cooper did that, and
Right.
I'm disappointed. I don't even want to see the movie. And you know what? They changed the artwork a lot.
Yeah.
When does Sly Cooper wear pants? I mean,
Well,
when
actually,
did that happen?
actually, believe it or not, with Sly Cooper 4, like it's owned by Sanzaru Games, and that's when like the actual
Which they got rid of.
animation started to change a little bit better, which I actually think is
okay.
actually really pretty. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah,
Actually, there was a reference to Sly Cooper in Ratchet and Clank.
Yes, I remember. I saw.
It was right after the Odsel.
Yep. The scanning. For
I guess
species.
that's foreshadowing much.
that's
Yes,
kind of
exactly.
interesting considering how Sly Cooper wasn't owned by Naughty Dog. It's owned by it was owned by Sucker Punch, but now it's owned by Sanzaru Games.
Sucker Punch Games.
You know what? He's probably from the director put it in there as a little hint.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am kind of disappointed by the Ratchet and Clank movie. Am I going to see it again? Fuck no.
Here, do you know what I'm going to do again? This is what I'm going to do again. Is get my PS2 out of storage, plug in the
That's a
TV,
great
and
AVR.
put in Ratchet and Clank the original in. Now, if you ever played the original Ratchet and Clank, getting bolts is so goddamn hard because you have to get like $250,000 just to get the Rhino. And here's the thing about those Ratchet and Clank games: you had to play them twice to actually get everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that was a lot with the older. The games in that style. You had to freaking play through a lot.
Yeah, but you had to play through it twice to get everything, like the Insomniac Museum, which was fun to watch.
Oh, it was. I
Yes.
agree.
So, Renegade, you played the original games?
Did we lose you?
Renegade.
I think we might have lost
Renegade?
Renegade.
I think we may have lost us.
He shows him in the chat. Oh.
Can you guys still hear me?
Oh, there you are.
Now. Yeah, you're kind of cutting in and out, but yeah.
Let's see. Can you? Am I cutting out a little bit?
A
I can
little
hear you
bit.
A
now.
little bit, so
But
yeah.
we
A
can-
little bit.
There you go.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and end it a little because right now I'm on mobile phone, so I'm kind of on my mobile network.
Right,
so
right.
unfortunately, I'm not connected to Wi-Fi. But I just wanted to jump in last minute because I know that I was going to be on board for the Ratchet and Clank thing, but definitely like you guys' general consensus. No, I'll probably not see it again. But,
I'll never see that again.
Yeah, beautiful
I'd rather play the
visualizations. Yeah, I mean, it had so much going for it that they could have done, but at
They
the end of the
took
day,
a
you
safe
can't really
path.
translate it too well. Yeah, but hey guys, thank you very much for having me on again. I'm sorry to hop off again, but I'm so glad I was able to catch the tail end of it.
Hence the term
Go for it.
hop.
Yeah, hopping's what you do.
Uh-oh,
Keep on
that's-
hopping.
Honey.
I gotta keep using them.
Yep.
Yeah, and you gotta
All right, guys.
stay Australian.
Take care, Renegade.
Bye.
Good night.
Totally, guys. Thanks again for having me, guys. Glad I was able to hop on again. Have a good one.
Bye.
Pleasure.
Dude,
All right, bye bye.
Yeah,
He is so
cool.
Never mind.
I was
I
gonna
wasn't
say,
gonna-
it's like, I'm waiting for what you're gonna finish that statement.
Well, you know, the
Still here.
hormones are flowing, right? So, yeah,
What was that?
you know those hormones are going. right?
Yeah, there you go.
So, what I was going to say was not exactly dream. So, I'm not going to say it at all.
Of course.
I'll keep it G.
Alright, still here. But anyway, guys, I guess we should talk about week.
Talk about what?
About
What's going
what?
on. We need to talk about next week what's going on.
He might
Oh,
be
right.
Kruz. He might be, or might just be a ghost icon. So
Yeah. Relax, relax.
But either way, next week we will not be having a show. This is my fault. I have a wedding to go to, and no matter how hard I try, no one's willing to take over learning how to run Discord. So.
Not only that, but it kind of makes sense because I will not be here as well. I will be at Biggest Little Fur Con.
Oh wait, it's not all my fault. Yes. Okay, good.
Oh, you're going to BLFC this year.
That is correct.
I'm going there next year.
That's a shame. I kind of wish you would go this year, but money.
Yep.
What can you do?
Will you come next year?
I don't know, dude. No one bought these two. There are two people who actually bought my hotel room and my airplane, so I don't think so.
For both these guys?
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
They bought my registration. So I am the luckiest person in the fucking world.
Damn, dude.
That's impressive, man.
Yeah.
Wow, there's people out there that really want to meet you.
There you go. It's always a good sign.
You have
apparently-
fans, Murphy. You are Poppy Fur now.
Yep.
No, I do not want to be known by that term. Please do not use that term at me.
Here's the thing. Honestly,
first step is acceptance.
Poppy furs they're not bad people. Like none of them are really bad, but it's like
Fiber Kitty doesn't even want to be Poppy Fur.
Yeah, to have that as a
I don't either.
fucking what do we look up to them as, like gods or something?
Yeah,
no, they're people just like us.
Exactly.
It's like
I'm not a god. I'm not popular. I don't want to be popular.
even if I were to be like more popular than I am now, which means I guess I have gained some degree of popularity by
Here's the thing.
attending cons, being on a podcast.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I learned in the fandom. When it comes to like furry is not about being popular. Furry is about having fun. If it's not fun, don't pay attention to it. Because one thing that I have learned about it is that if you're trying to be popular, you are your own popular person.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I don't try to be popular. It just
No, you just succeed in being adorable.
You happen to be likable. I mean,
okay. Zach, you remember that day at MFF when that kid out of nowhere came up? What did he say to me?
I don't remember the exact words. Sorry.
But I do. He said, "Don't let me stand by."
Oh yeah.
And then you said,
I don't like. I don't remember mostly because I just had a really crazy week and my brain fried.
That's what you said. You said, "You Poppy Fur now."
Oh yeah, that's right. You Poppy Fur now.
I'm like, shit.
But yeah, we just want to let you know that unfortunately there will not be a show this Sunday. So, but don't worry, we will come back. The Sunday after. So we do apologize, but
have fun. I won't. I don't think I'll be in the States then. So you guys, thank you for having me on again.
Fine.
Yeah, absolutely. We may have a Shujja by then.
I'm going to where Fiber Kitty is.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to Confuzzled. Yay. Yep. I don't need to hear
Chocolate orange, that's the way.
Scarfy, be nice. You're going to a con next weekend.
Yeah, well, he's going to Confuzzled, and I don't get to go
I only got a silver bowl, but he got a gold one.
Scarfy, be very glad you're able to go to any con.
For fucking free!
I'm on that. It's just that I would have been nice if I got to go to Confuzzled.
Scarfy, shut up
you
right
now. You got 2 cons for free. I don't want to fucking hear it.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, Scarfy. Do you know how much money it costs me to go to a con?
Yeah, I know, a lot. Like 10.
Yeah.
Anyway. Like basically, it's like $1,000 a con.
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Actually, really quick, Scarfy, on a
you do realize I'm just playing around.
Yeah, but jumping off the whole attacking you thing. Are we doing a show in 2 weeks? I remember you said that there's something up with summer schedules possibly in the air. Are we definitely on for a week after next?
Kill to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, sorry. We might have a Shujja back by then. Okay, are you going to be okay with that, Kruz? The weekend after next?
Not having. Weekend after next.
14 days.
Yeah, I mean, hold on, busy dying a little bit, but
happens.
I I don't know what the summer schedule is going to look like, but I think that time it's going to be definitely available.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll make time. I'll make sure I'm always here because I can't miss out on this.
All right. Just
Extremely.
making
But-
sure we
but
weren't
in
lying
all-
to anyone.
But in all seriousness, you know, guys, I'm very, very grateful. I'm very grateful that I get to go a con in Reno, in a place that I haven't even been. So I shouldn't really be complaining. I guess the only thing I could be really complaining about is the fact that I see Fiber again, and I don't get to see. Maybe that's why I'm so.
That could be it. I can understand.
That could be it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Fiber Kitty is Fiber Kitty.
Yeah.
And he's a very meow type of person.
And-
He really is. He's a good person.
He
He's
is.
a good person.
Is. I love
He
that
is.
guy.
He's a
Fantastic.
very,
If
very
you
good
okay,
person.
okay, maybe we'll see it at MFF.
I don't know if you'll see me at all, dude. Like I didn't even like the fact that people got to pay for me. I'm just like I feel like the luckiest person in the fucking world right now. And I should be feeling that way because
Oh, yeah, no, it's good to be grateful to the people who do good by you. Yeah.
and I didn't even do anything to deserve it.
Yeah,
So-
you made a good enough impression that they wanted to meet you further.
Apparently I did.
Yes.
Apparently I did, but I don't know if I'll be here. If I did, that would be a freaking because you're a nice guy. I want to meet you again. Guy, you're a girl now, but
Who?
you.
You.
Yes, I used to be a guy. I'm becoming a girl. I'm about 5 weeks on HRT, almost 6.
Of course.
He's currently
So I'm
on
getting
that
there.
girl with a U area. He's somewhere around, hi girl.
Basically, I'm like,
how that girl.
basically,
God damn.
in about a year, I'll look way different than I do now.
And I'll see some of that at MFF.
I'll be looking okay. When I saw you last, Zach, it was like barely a week on it, but you could tell that my personality started changing
Oh
a
yeah,
bit.
yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed.
So wait,
Yeah.
when you were at A&E, like that was before you even started.
That was before I even came out of the closet. Although there are people there that this way. Before I came out of the closet, there was like about 2 dozen people that knew, and a bunch of them were at MFF and A&E.
Mhm.
But I didn't come public clean about it until February, where it felt like the entire fandom found out that. Because like apparently people are coming to me going, this has flooded my Twitter inbox. It's like, oops. But no, it was like a nice big fuzzy hug from like the entire goddamn planet. And I was so grateful for that. I actually moved forward. Now to everybody else, like I moved
Yeah.
really.
Well, I mean, the
Quick.
fandom is
Yeah.
you get your occasional ones that are a little off, but for the most part, the fandom's just a
Yes.
widely open-minded
Hey.
and accepting community.
Hey Esto. No
Huh?
hard feelings about you going to
He's-
Confuzzle.
He's
'cause
not mad.
not-
We were just giving you shit.
I know.
It's just I really want to meet Fiber Kitty so much, and I don't ever think I'm ever going to meet him.
Probably you will.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
That's
He's not
it's
at
like
a
what you
lot
said,
of cons.
Aaron, it's like
Well,
it
yeah,
is
because he's with Dusk Panda, which
getting
makes
a
sense,
hug
but-
No,
from
it's
Fiverr
because-
is like a hug from the whole world.
Okay. Basically, it's because that he's trying to get Dusk Panda over here from
Oh,
the
I know.
United Kingdom.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
he's trying to, and he said
That's
and
the
he
reason
said
why I
that-
can't go to cons. In
And
a
he
house.
said that the only reason and the only way to.
Scarfy, you just cut out.
Oh
What?
my god.
The only way to do that is
Hi.
what?
Ugh.
Missed you.
And he's back.
Yeah, sorry
That
about
was
that.
fast.
Yeah. Anyway, I think the only way that they're gonna do it is if they are gonna do, but it really isn't gonna.
It does
mean
not
that
want
much
to give you
them.
that predicate.
Wait, what?
If they what?
The only way he's going to do that cuts out again. And that's the only way it cuts out again. It just doesn't want to let you say that.
Let me try. Let me try it again.
Yep, okay.
The only way that Dusk Panda is gonna get over to the United States is if Fiber Kitty and Dusk Panda get married.
Yes.
Yes.
Which even then, they said that it's not gonna really matter all that, just because marriage is just a thing. It's just a to them.
That's
But
a
at the
hot
same
button
time-
issue which people will disagree. I agree with that, but a lot of people disagree
Yeah.
with.
The problem is, here's the thing: benefits.
Right,
Oh,
of
So,
course.
like benefits, like power of attorney, that matters
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're married. If you're not married, like I knew, it was actually two friends of mine, Jackal and Bowtie from years ago. They weren't married, and the state didn't have common law, but they had been together since '97.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2011, Bowtie died unexpectedly. So guess what happened? There's no will. They weren't legally married. Everything went to probate, and she lost the house and almost all the assets of her former husband.
Mm.
So yeah, if you're not married, you get fucked.
You do.
Right, of
So-
course. But
Even if you live
anyway,
together for a long time. So if they get married, then all of a sudden they can have shared benefits. They can get the other person's health insurance.
Yep,
It makes life a
Mhm.
lot simpler.
it does.
of course.
Something drastic happens to one of them, the other one has power of attorney. So, I mean, if, God forbid, something bad happened, then there could be something they could legally do about it instead of, like, being basically in limbo land. So,
Of
I mean,
course.
yes, marriage is like a thing, but reality is that it comes with a lot of benefits if you get married.
True.
I mean, like, yeah. I'll worry about marriage when it actually happens.
So, wait, so
To you?
I'm familiar kind of with
Which I don't really think it's
Is he
going to happen
from
because I'm going through a lot.
the UK.
Who does?
Trying to,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
of
he's from
things.
Germany.
All right, or Germany. Oh,
Well, not the UK.
Yes,
Right.
like-
Europe. I'm sorry.
You know,
He's from Germany, yes.
I
Okay,
made
was
a
just
joke.
wondering.
I made a joke to him, and he said, do they have cologne
I know.
in Cologne?" And he said, "That depends. Do they have dildos in Dildo Canada?" And I'm like, "Oh." And then I said, "Oh, well, you should see that they well, I also wonder if they have Americans in non-Eskimos in Unalaska, Alaska, which is actually a thing."
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Wait, what?
There's in Alaska and Alaska.
That went over my head so far.
It was products named after the city they originate.
Ah!
I am
I've
too tired. I'm just gonna speak in complete analytical things now.
Okay.
Yeah, this show has
It's-
gone on long enough. I think we should end it.
Yep.
How long has this show been going on for?
4
Sorry,
hours
6:30.
almost. 13 minutes till 4
So
hours.
is this your record now?
Possibly.
Yes, this is our record.
Oh my god!
This is the
What
longest
was the
we've
record
gone now.
before? 3 hours?
Yep.
3.5,
Yep.
actually.
Oh, that was with Shutter and Foxy. Like, how long is it now?
The Zootopia episode, I believe, and
Yeah.
and that's our most viewed episode.
I'm
Most viewed,
officially
yeah,
on
but,
the
like-
longest one now.
Technically,
my
you
God.
and Renegade.
You don't need
yes.
to brag about it.
Yeah, thanks. You don't need to brag, but anyway,
No, dude,
Mine's
I
bigger.
thank you so. I had no idea it was going to come back here so quickly, and thank you.
Yeah,
Or
thank you for
feeling-
joining.
you're welcome.
Especially-
You are most welcome for joining.
And definitely I'll keep listening to these things because they're worth
Please
it. I'll
do.
try to get other people. They're
Please
worth
do.
it.
All right. But yeah, that said, I agree with Scarfy. I think it's time to wrap this up. Thank you to the 14 people still in chat that stuck with us for a majority to this late of the way. We love you guys. We
Yes.
appreciate you coming
We
here and
love
joining
you
us.
all.
Yes, most definitely. My name is Scarfy Conley.
I am Zach Gray. Our music expert is.
Kruz, who is about to die.
Please don't die. And
And
our special
Don't
guest.
die.
Please.
That is Aaron. Anyway, guys, we will see you later. We will see you on that is May
22nd.
22nd. So we'll see you guys later. You guys have a weekend. Stay awesome. Love you. Bye bye.
Peace, y'all.
Bye.